Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Co-op Podcast, number 111. I'm your host, Richard Baylor Jr., and I'm joined by several guests today. So let's start with the usual guest. We have Gary A. Swaby. How's it going, Gary?
Hey, what's up, everyone? Good to be back on another co-op. Looking forward to this one.
Definitely. Next we have my man, Jakejames Lugo. How's it going, Jake?
I'm good, man. How's everybody doing? I can't wait to talk about some of the big stuff that's been happening lately.
Yes, definitely. Okay, we have three special guests this week. Let's start first and foremost with Mr. Tony Polanco. How's it going, Tony?
It's going great, man. Thanks for having me on, and I'm ready for this week, man. It's going to be crazy.
Well, yeah, we got a lot to discuss. Next, we have Brian Munjoma. How's it going, Brian?
Fucked up his last
name.
name,
Last
but it's
name
all
on
good.
purpose or by accident?
Man.
Munjoma.
Okay, there you
It's
go.
like, you know what the hell is it? Yeah, hey guys, what's up? It seems like wherever Tony goes, I just seem to just pop up. It's like we're bound to fight forever.
I
You know,
noticed
like
this.
endless
I noticed this.
Cool. Last but certainly not least, we have Dameon. Is that the correct name? Did I say that correctly this time?
You ever watch the Omen, dude? Dameon, like the Omen.
I got you.
Omen. Oh, okay.
All right, I got you now. Won't make no more mistakes this time.
Mm-hmm.
So let's jump right into it. First and foremost, let's find out what you guys been playing. Why don't you go first, Gary?
Yeah, I've been playing quite a lot this week because I'm off from work recovering, and firstly I've been playing Hotline Miami 2. That game is very frustrating. I feel like it's not as good as the first one. The level design is like a little too big, so you can't even see some of the enemies until it's too late. But aside from that, it's still a cool game. It's got a cool soundtrack and everything, and it's pretty cheap, so it's worth checking out. Also, I've been playing Dragon Ball Xenoverse. I finally beat that game, and I'll be reviewing it on the site. And I also have some new games that I picked up. Battlefield Hardline. I played the first couple missions on that, and I'm really liking the TV show style that it has. And the online is pretty fun too, in my opinion. So I definitely need to get into that a bit more before I really give my opinions on that one. And I also got Final Fantasy Type 0, which I haven't actually played yet, but I played the Final Fantasy 15 demo. I didn't complete it yet because I haven't had the time to finish it yet. But you know, it's pretty cool so far. Not as great as we all expected, but it's not the full game yet, so I don't want to judge it fully just now. I know Tony's played it a lot more than I have, so I'm interested in hearing what he'll have to say. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing.
So I just want to say something real fast. So you pay full price for the Final Fantasy demo. Forget about Type 0. You paid for that demo, right, Jack? That's what I just want to confirm.
I'm actually looking forward to playing Type 0 though, because the game actually does look pretty cool if you're into that style of game. But I know most people probably won't give it a chance. They probably just bought the game for the demo anyway.
You're damn right, Jack, because if I bought that game, it would be for Final Fantasy 15. Forget Type 0, but that's just me. Okay, how about you, Jake? What have you been playing?
I've been pretty busy all over the place. I mean, like Gary, I've played a lot of Hotline Miami 2. I was writing a guide for it not too long ago, and he's definitely right. That game is hard. It's hard as balls. Seriously, I mean, it's rage-inducing. And the guys over at Devolver Digital are mean for making such a ridiculously tough and rage-inducing game. But also, I've been playing a variety of other different things. Again, not too long ago, I also played Ori and the Blind Forest. Like I was saying last time I was on the co-op. Went back to that game again to kind of dabble in it because it's so good. That's already, for me, like a bunch of other people have been saying, Game of the Year contender thus far. One of the best games on Xbox One. Hands down, everybody here needs to play it because it's literally that good, even though it's short. Besides that, also, I went back, to some other games on various different consoles, including Final Fantasy X HD Remastered. Went back to also the Kingdom Hearts 2.5 HD collection, again, because, I'm talking about all the different like remasters and stuff because I'm pretty sure we're gonna get into that later. But also played a little bit of Destiny on Xbox One. I did a little bit of streaming with that, which was fun. I completed the story. I felt that was again very short as well and kind of or whatnot, but it was still a fun game overall. So that's what I've been playing, besides doing all the stuff for the site and everything.
Sounds awesome. Okay, how about you, Tony?
Yeah, last week I spent all of it playing GTA Heists, which are fucking great when they work. Rockstar, whenever they launch something new, it's like the first 2 days, the shit don't work. I couldn't even get on. Like, the screen literally said, fuck you, Tony Polanco, you ain't even getting online. I had to deal with that shit for a little bit. But once we got it, man, it was great. Like, I went on every night. Like, I lost a bunch of sleep. It was me and my boys. That's always the best time to play. And we finally completed them. Then as soon as I did that, I'm like, okay, let me take a little break. And then every fucking game dropped. It's like Resident Evil came out. I'm playing that. I'm going to review that for you guys next week. For you guys, just listen. I'm doing, I'm just putting my hands up in a, kind of middle fashion. I don't know about that game. It's better than 6, but I don't know about it. I'm also going to be reviewing this game called Paperbound. Manny came over yesterday. We were playing it because the person who gave me the code was like, "Oh yeah, you got to play this with other people." And we're playing this game, and it's one of those games where you're looking at each other and you're like, "Why was this made? What's the purpose of this?" It's like Smash Brothers, but bad, which is saying something because Smash Brothers is already bad. It was just like shit. I'm sorry. I guess that's my review.
You can't just.
I did say it, man. JJ got pissed. Yeah, it's like Smash Brothers is already not good, and this is trying to be that, but yeah.
You're crazy. Just saying. You're nuts.
So then I bought Final Fantasy Type 0 because I wanted that demo, but it turns out Final Fantasy Type 0 is a good fucking game. Now here's the thing. Gary, okay, you know how Final Fantasy 15 plays, right? Type 0 controls almost exactly like it. So I kind of understand why they packaged them together. They're almost exactly the same, except graphically they're different. Like, it's all full-time combat. The way you dodge is the same. The way you attack is the same. There's almost no difference. So I understand why they bundle them together. And Type 0 is a really good game. Yeah. Like, I haven't gotten too deep into it. Maybe the first 2 missions, because I've had to play Resident Evil and that other game. But Final Fantasy 15, you know what I did. I put all time aside for that shit. I played that shit twice. Fucking, like, okay. The combat is, like, the camera angles are weird, but aside from that, it's fucking great, man. I like where they're taking the series is darker, is more serious. It's like a blend of the real and the fake at the same time. It's crazy. It's like you can see this crazy-looking castle with crystals all over the place, and you pick up a cell phone, at a gas station. It's like, okay, that's kind of interesting. So yeah, I've been trying to play that, and yeah, Resident Evil Revelations. Well, you'll read my review. I'll leave it at that. So that's all I've been playing.
Sounds cool. Okay, Brian, how about you, Mr. PC Master Race?
I've actually been playing good games, unlike some people. I've actually playing original new IPs, kind of. I've been playing a ton of Elite Dangerous. Like, I cannot get away from that game. Like, that game was the game that took me away from The Crew, and the Crew was the game that took me away from Warframe. So it's serious. Recently, I just done like a round trip. I essentially went about 2,000 light years away from Earth, scanned some planets, and came back. And it was a long journey. I mean, it was a long journey. Essentially, well, long story short, I came back and it turned out that I was actually the first to discover like 20 systems out there. So now there are actually systems in that universe which have my name on it because I was the first one to find them. So I'm super excited. So yeah, did some of that, and then after I came back, I clocked in, and it turned out that my data was worth 1.5 million credits. So I cashed that in. I upgraded my ship, got better lasers and all that stuff, and just went bounty hunting. And did that for a bit. Just snooped around, got like another 500,000, and it's just been great. So I think I finally reached a nice little peak on that game, and I will have the review by next week someday. I don't know what day exactly, but definitely next week because it's pretty much done at this point. And also, I managed to relapse back into Warframe for a quick hour and a half this morning. I just wanted to see like how long it, or like how things have changed, and so far, and it's been like a 2 month gap, and not much has changed, which is kind of disappointing, but at the same time, it's to be expected. Like they don't really seem to change the game that much. They seem to just add stuff, but yet there's still a lot of stuff that's broken that they haven't fixed yet. So I'm kind of disappointed. I don't think I'll be like I think I'll wait another 2 months before going back. You know, that game is just I don't know. The game it has issues. It has lots of issues. But apart from that, got back into the crew couple of days back. They dropped like the new DLC pack, and just has like a lot of classic cars. Not a fan of classic cars, but hey, more cars is always good. And that's pretty much been it. You know, relatively simple week, I guess. You know, like, no big hitters. Again, like I didn't feel Battlefield Hardline at all, and Resident Evil is not my franchise, and that it's pretty much been quite a week, but I don't mind.
Sounds good. Cool. Okay, how about you, Dameon? We can't hear.
We can't hear you. No, still can't hear you.
Microphone check.
No.
Uh-oh. Well, I'm gonna let him get sorted out. I'm gonna go ahead and say what I've been playing. Okay, I have been playing Battlefield Hardline. The review will be up by the time this show is up. Hey, I agree with everything that Gary had to say about the game. I really like that TV stylized format they have, you know, and it's very cool because when you start up the game, it says previously on Battlefield Hardline. When you quit the game, it says next time on Battlefield Hardline. So it shows you what's going to happen in the campaign in the next chapter because it's split up across 10 different chapters. I mean, the single-player campaign, I mean, I have to say, and I have played some campaigns in the Battlefield series, but this clearly, in my opinion, one of the better campaigns they've ever had in a Battlefield game, which I find surprising because I also enjoyed the campaign in Call of Duty. So maybe these guys are starting to get it that they need to make the campaigns better, and it's not just about the multiplayer. So I have to say, so far I'm impressed. The review will be up on the site soon. I've also been playing Grand Theft Auto, online heist finally yesterday. Great so far. We only did 3 missions. We still have 2 more to do to complete the heist, but overall we didn't have any major issues aside from the 4th person who we kept getting, because I played with Gary and Kennedy, but the 4th person we kept getting having some major issues, you know, doing all types of stuff to mess up the game for everybody else, which was a problem, but we still got it done, so probably wasn't that big of a deal. So been playing that. A little bit of NBA 2K15, of course, again. And that pretty much is it, you know, just most of the time with Battlefield. So I do recommend for those that are on the fence about whether or not they should get the game. Yes, the online actually works. Now, I had issues at the beginning, but it's fine now. It actually works, surprisingly. So definitely worth a try. So Dameon, are you good now? Uh-oh. I take that as a... Well, hold on a second. What type of microphone is that?
Oh, man, we lost Dameon. Shit.
Well, he will return. I'm sure these topics will get his mic to work, because I know he has a lot to say about some other stuff. So,
Yeah, Dameon, just reset your shit and come back, bro.
Yeah, reset and rejoin.
Yeah.
We are going to start getting into topics because we have 3 real quick news topics to bring up, and then we have 3 major news topics to really discuss. So, I'm going to jump right in. The first topic, this was revealed last night. There was a trailer that leaked online. I'm not sure if it was intentional because it's not on the official Mortal Kombat YouTube account last time I checked. But they showed the Mortal Kombat Combat Pack, which includes Predator, Jason, Tremor, and Tanya. I know we did an article a couple of weeks ago. It was me, Jake, and Carl, which talked about the 10 characters we want to see in the game. So Tanya was on that list. So again, that's another character. But I want to ask you guys very briefly, what do you think of this DLC pack for Mortal Kombat? Whoever wants to start.
I called it. I knew Predator was going to be in this shit. It was a given. It's like you have Jason, you had Freddy before. You knew Predator was going to be in that, so I'm not surprised at all. As a matter of fact, I was joking how Predator is essentially like a organic version of Cyrax and Sector, if you really think about it. So it's perfect.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Even though Cyrax and Sector are pretty much robot versions of Predator, but my point still stands. I saw that shit coming.
It was a very cool reveal, and I think it was, they kind of had to do it at this point now that, it kind of got leaked out on Xbox Live Marketplace with that. The character selection is pretty cool. Again, Tanya is a character that appeared in some of the earlier games all the way back to MK4 Gold, which is good. Tremor, I actually looked it up because I remember you asking me about it, Rich, who Tremor is. Tremor is actually a character that appeared in Mortal Kombat Special Forces, which is pretty interesting that they're actually going into a lot of the other kind of like side games and kind of bringing it into the new continuity of the MK series, this new storyline that's taking place after the reboot, which is nice. Jason, again, they already assured us that we're not going to get any gameplay trailers of him anytime soon, and I'm pretty sure the same thing with the rest of these characters, especially the Predator, which is what everybody's clamoring for now, not Jason. So they're currently working on all that now, which is neat because this is all stuff that they say is probably going to be ready by the launch day. That's when the Combat Pack is going to be available. And they also have the Season Pass for any stuff that they have now, as well as going straight forward into the future, which I believe, I really still do believe that not really a leak, but that news about Spawn being in the game might come later on. I still think that could definitely be a reality because the way that news and that kind of like talk started coming out, especially coming from both Ed Boon and Todd McFarlane, I don't think that's a coincidence. I think that maybe is something maybe planned down the line. But definitely seeing the Predator and getting the confirmation for it, really, really, really cool. It makes me look forward to this game even more so. Because already a lot of the stuff, with all the news breaking out about it and all the streams and all the other stuff in places where the developers have been sharing with different press outlets, it's really showing that they're putting a lot of love and effort into MKX. Even though there are some stuff that are going to be radically different, arguably, for the worse from MK9 to this one, specifically the 2v2 fights are not going to be in this game, and they justify that because they want to focus more on classic 1v1 fighting that the series is known for, which is a valid argument, which is a valid point. I think that's cool. But again, a lot of good stuff. We could expect some really great things to come from this game. This definitely looks like it's going to be a game to get in a lot of people's collections.
All right, I have something to say, but let me ask first, Gary and Brian. You have anything to add?
Well, I have two questions. Firstly, is Predator definitely on both platforms, or is it just Xbox?
Yes, all the Combat Pack is for both platforms.
Okay, cool. And as far as Spawn, who owns that property?
I believe is it Dark Horse?
Image. It's Image Comics.
It's Image. Okay, yeah. All right, yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to know what the possibility of that would be, because Spawn is awesome, and I want to see it like make a return to pop culture. So that would be awesome if Spawn was in it. As for the characters they've announced, I'm happy with the roster so far, and I'm mainly just happy that it has Katana and Melina, because those are like my two favorite characters.
Can you guys hear me now?
Oh yeah, we hear you perfectly.
That's what I'm talking about. I
Yeah,
don't know what happened. This Sony stuff.
Already talking shit.
I don't know. Where's the dumpster? Oh, there we go. You heard that? Straight in the trash. Straight in the trash. I had to go and get my Microsoft headphones. Come on, man. Tony. Come on, man.
Hey, my solution's been working for 3 years, son. I don't know what's wrong with yours.
Yeah, I think I talked too much shit about Sony.
I think that's what it is, bro. Sony knows that I like them, so they keep working.
Anyway, so you guys were asking what I was playing. Sorry to interrupt, Gary, but that's what I do. Tony can tell you that. That's what I do. I just interrupt you.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and tell us real quick.
Well, I haven't been playing shit because I actually was traveling, work related though. That's why I was in Miami Beach. Kind of sucked. I wanted to walk on my Xbox to play Destiny, but I don't know. I've been playing Destiny now for like the last 2 months. Having a blast with that. Downloaded Ori and the Blind Forest, started it. Game looked like it wanted to make me cry, so I turned it off because I gotta be a man. I gotta be a man. I'm gonna play that game like 2 o'clock in the morning when the family's asleep, so nobody sees me cry. Screw you, Tony. I started Resident Evil. Me and Renat playing it. We loving it. You just start hating. Not because it runs better on the Xbox One. Word, you know what I'm saying? So yeah,
that's like saying shit tastes better because that dude ate some pork last night instead of chicken. Nah, it's no shit, bro.
Hey, if you haven't eaten a meal for like a year and somebody gives you some shit, hey, you know what I mean? I'm gonna eat it up.
I've been eating pretty good for the last couple of years though, bro. I'm chilling.
Yeah, I think with the recent things that are happening, Sony putting you guys on a little diet though. You know what I'm saying?
Did they? Because I'm pretty good, man. I've been eating all fucking year, son. I'm good.
Anyway, we're not gonna turn this into the Dameon and Tony show, okay? I've been playing Destiny, a touch of Resident Evil, a touch of Ori and the Blind Forest, and I loving it, man. I loving it. Looking forward to The Witcher 3. That's gonna be my big game of the year.
I'm with you 100% on that. Yes.
Dameon, you could say that Tony ordered a short meal.
This motherfucker! I'll let you start.
No,
you know what? That meal was fucking great, son.
This ain't funny, right? But you know what Tony really ordered? The same, how to put it? The same meal he had last year.
Yeah. If you like something, you eat it again.
Yeah, that's right.
What is that?
So,
but anyway, let's get into the Mortal Kombat shit.
Yeah, you have anything to add about the characters they revealed? The combat pack?
I'm not a big Mortal Kombat fan. I'm a Street Fighter guy, which kind of sucks because it's exclusive PlayStation. So
it's a damn shame.
I'm not really a big Mortal Kombat fan. Growing up, I was always a Nintendo fan, and when they came up with that green gob shit, I just never really bought into Mortal Kombat. I always thought Street Fighter was the better game, So I'm not really here or there with Mortal Kombat. I don't give a shit.
Well, don't worry. Ultra Street Fighter 5 or whatever they call, that'll be on Xbox One. You already know this.
Well, yeah, we know this, but I might have to bite the bullet and lose a bet and buy a PlayStation 4 again. Because I sold the last one. I made a good profit on it, though. So thank you, Sony. Yeah, but it's getting some features that's finally making it a next-gen console. It finally can resume play. I don't know. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Sony. Yeah, I'm not a Mortal Kombat fan.
Don't be taking shots at Sony. I can either just jump in on behalf of Sony and say Xbox only recently got the ability to take screenshots.
Well,
yeah, but we can always.
See, I gotta be honest right now. This is what I love about Brian. Hold on. Let me say something. This is what I love about Brian. He can talk shit about both consoles, so don't get him started.
No. I agree with him. We finally could take screenshot, but we could always record that just by saying it. You know what I'm saying? I think the problem with the whole screenshot thing is, how do you say that in 2 words?
Take that. Cap that.
You hear that sound? I'm a family man, dude. When my kids in the room and you know what I'm saying, and they hearing take that, the kid might come on and say, "What are you doing to my mommy?"
Just say screenshot, man. Just say screenshot. Snapshot. Bam, you're done.
Snapshot.
It ain't that hard.
Can you do that on the PS4?
No, but who the fuck? Why would you want to do that in the first place?
That's why they didn't implement it on the Xbox. Who the hell wants to do it?
All right, so there you go. But it got the Kinect though, man. You got to give voice commands for everything, man. That's what makes the next gen, right?
I love my Kinect, dude. My Kinect is
just
awesome.
wind them up and let them go.
Yeah. All right, we'll stop. We're derailing the fucking show now. Go ahead.
Yeah. We'll save that for after.
Right. So, Brian, you got any last thing to add about Mortal Kombat? Are you good?
Well, you know how I am. I always have to bring everything down at like 2 pegs or something.
Uh-oh.
First thought was, why the hell are we talking about DLC for a game that's not even out yet? Like, that's Asinine 101. You know, like, we now live in a culture where we can talk about DLC for a game that's not even released yet. Like, does anyone else just not see that? How frustrating that is?
I agree with you. Something is terribly wrong.
Yeah.
Something is terribly wrong.
Yeah, okay. That's all I have to say, because that's a whole topic like, all in itself. But
That is a topic, and that particular topic can be continued on another show.
Yeah.
So I know it's a very deep topic.
Well, apart from that, characters are pretty cool. You know, with the rumor of Spawn being there, like it would, like definitely like shake up the roster a bit. I would like a little bit more sci-fi characters in there, like maybe. I guess that they'll be a bit too overpowered, but maybe like some Jedi's in there or something like that. You know, just mix it up a little bit. Yeah, like some Star Killer. Have him in there because I think that he'll be decently okay. You know, add some more sci-fi to it.
Wasn't Star Killer in a Soul Calibur game? I believe he was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
And he was pretty cool in that.
Calibur 4.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
But hey, you can always do it again. Yeah. Most likely, I'll wait until the complete pack comes out next year, and I'll get that instead. We all know it's coming.
Complete pack with a K.
Well, let me just say this last thing to finish off this topic. The game, as most of you said, it should be good. The DLC conversation shouldn't have necessarily happened at this stage, but I will say this. If the game is region locked, and they have not confirmed this yet, that's it. There's nothing else to discuss. I mean, I have people I want to play against all over the world. Can't play against them if it's region locked. So I'm gonna have a lot of complaints if that actually comes. If it actually goes out there and they say, yeah, it is region locked, but they won't say it until after the game is sold and people find out. Oh, well, I can't play against somebody in Europe. We'll see what happens. Stay tuned for that. So. 2 other very quick topics in the news thing to go before we get to the main topics. We now know that Star Wars Battlefront is going to be shown next month at Star Wars Celebration. So, very briefly, what do we think they're going to show? Because, you know, the game is supposed to come out this year. So, what do you guys think? Whoever wants to go first.
Yeah, it's like, on the one hand, I'm surprised that they're being shown, because remember last year at E3 they just had like little documentary. It's like, okay, we're not going to see this for a while. But on the other hand, we got a new Star Wars movie coming, so I think I know why they're trying to do this. But that also worries me. What if they try to rush the game out just so it could coincide with the movie, then the game comes out to be bad? So that's a little bit worrying right there. But if they do it right, it should be cool, because you know, people have wanted Battlefront for a while now. It's not even Battlefront 4 or whatever, right? It's just Battlefront. They're just renaming it again, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they're just starting over from scratch. But I'm just hopeful. You know, I'm just hopeful that this game is just finished, like really finished. It's not just like, okay, get it out before the movie's out and then it's just shit, you know. But it should be cool, and they're picking a good place to show it at Star Wars Celebration. So yeah, it should be cool. I've never actually played any of the games in the series, but so this will probably be my first one. So yeah, we'll see.
This is going to be good, you know, again, because it's an ideal spot to kind of reveal it. You know, I'm surprised that they weren't going to do anything for May the 4th, which would have been interesting. But this is great to show it off at Star Wars Celebration, because this is that audience that's really going to get behind this game, that have been behind this series since the beginning, because they're behind everything Star Wars. Speaking as someone who's played just about all the games in the series, I could tell you right now that, you know, not only with it being the hands of DICE, this is really going to change a lot of the dynamics of the game, because it's going to have a lot more of that Battlefield-esque type of feel. But what I think is going to be even more exciting, and what I kind of got from a lot of the documentary stuff we saw last year at E3, is that they're going to have a lot more room to play around with a lot of the crazy stuff and fantastical stuff that we probably all have wanted to do in a Star Wars battle type of setting in general. But also, I really don't think we're going to see gameplay as much, or at least, you know, have hands-on impressions of gameplay. I think we're going to see a more cinematic trailer, and then more than likely come E3 time, which I really believe during the EA press conference, to really kind of open up the show, if not have in the contents of like what they're going to show off during their presentation, have more stuff, if not more cinematic into gameplay stuff for Battlefront. Because much like Tony, I really don't think we're getting this game anytime soon, and I don't think it's going to be out in time for the movie. I think it's going to come out afterwards. And the main reason why I say that is because not only do they have to pretty much do stuff that's based on both the prequel and the original trilogy, but also implement stuff from the new trilogy, and I don't think they're going to want to reveal their hand or reveal stuff for what's going to go on in 7, 8, and 9 until 7 is already dropped.
But they said it's coming out this year, though. That's why I said that.
That doesn't mean necessarily, though, that it could drop at the exact same time or before the movie. That's one thing that I don't think that's going to happen. I think it might happen sometime right after the movie.
So
not
December 14th
not like a month,
or something?
Not like a month or so, but sometime
the movie comes out in December, so it has to come out this year. Understand?
I mean, who knows? They could probably change that up, but I really don't think it's going to happen right before the movie.
Let me just add something real quick. I also don't know if it's going to happen, and I'll be concerned, too, for the simple reason this is DICE. The last game they made, Battlefield 4, had all them issues at launch. So I'm not really sure what they will have as far as any online type of capabilities in the game, but they need to make sure this game is solid from start to finish. So I definitely don't want them to rush it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But we're going to find out. Does anyone else have anything to add about this?
I pretty much just agree with JJ. There'll be like a cinematic thing come April. Maybe they'll drop something for May the 4th, just a random teaser or something. Like maybe they'll reveal, because in Battlefront 2 you could essentially play as a Jedi, like after you've like unlocked like a certain amount of things. So maybe they'll unlock all the, like they showed that off as like a trailer, but definitely we'll see something at E3. Like this is Star Wars and it's EA combined together with the creators behind Battlefield. Like there's no way that this isn't like one of EA's big guns for E3. I'm assuming that they'll announce some beta for fall and then maybe release it to come March, because at least that way it'll give enough time for the movie to spread across and get the word of mouth. And it's March. March is not really like that crowded, so it makes sense. And again, they could just rush it for fall this year and it'll all be shit. They've done it before. EA and DICE have done it before.
By the way, I have a question for you guys as the biggest Star Wars fan here on this podcast right now. Who else is scared? I'm scared as shit. I'm totally scared of this game because let's just be real. EA has not put out a decent game in about 5 years. That's just the truth. Star Wars has, if not one of the largest followings worldwide. EA gonna fuck it up. Pardon my French. I have no hopes. I don't want to see it. I don't care to see it because EA is gonna fuck it up. That's just my honest to God belief. So I am scared. I'm sad every time I hear about this game because EA's track record is crap. My thing is they should have given it. The perfect setting for Star Wars, Destiny. Shit. They should have just given it to Bungie. EA's gonna fuck this thing up, and it's gonna be disappointing. And that's sad. It's gonna be a sad day for us Star Wars fans. That's just the truth. I hope they surprise the shit out of me, but right now, it's sad. EA's gonna fuck it up. I have no confidence in EA Sports, none.
You got something to say, Gary? Or you good?
Well, I enjoy Star Wars, but I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan out there, and I haven't played very many of the games either. So I haven't played Battlefront before, so I really don't know what to expect. So in terms of, do I think it could release this year? I think it's possible, but I think it's more likely that it will drop next year, spring or something.
Yeah.
But it would be cool if we got it this year, though.
By the way, what's going to happen at E3, right? They're going to announce all the DLCs and shit for it.
Oh, there you go. They're going to show you footage of what the DLC could be, because everything is a concept.
Yeah.
Like it was last year at the EA conference.
The Darth Maul DLC, all that shit.
Yeah. Well, we'll have a lot more to say about this soon, because it ain't that far away. I'm going to go to the next topic, and once again, this is a small topic before we get to the main ones, but we have to acknowledge this. There's a Halo 5 reveal that's going to happen tomorrow. I have no idea what that is. in addition to the news that they announced that Conker is going to be appearing in Project Spark in an episodic game, but they have not revealed any details. I'm pretty sure more of this is going to get revealed soon because E3 is right around the corner. But I was going to ask you guys very briefly, what do you think this Halo 5 reveal is? You know, well, probably not gameplay, I don't know, but what do you guys think it is? It's going to happen tomorrow.
I got a question. What do you mean tomorrow? Tomorrow Sunday or tomorrow Tuesday, depending on when the show goes up?
Sunday.
Well, here's the thing. The reveal will happen already by the time
I got you.
the show has already gone up. But tomorrow, as in Sunday, is when it's going to be revealed. It's a countdown clock right now on the website that ends tomorrow.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really. What could they reveal? The release date, I guess. I mean, hasn't that already been revealed? Like, what else could you show about this game?
I think that release date is probably going to get revealed at E3, but maybe not. I'm not 100% certain. But I don't know.
Yep, I don't really have any thoughts on this. About who knows.
The only thing that they could really announce is it's coming to PC. Since, like, what else can they really announce?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's nothing to announce. You know, there's nothing to announce really.
Well, Dameon, what else would they take the time out to?
Why the hell you all think I know? I'm looking up everybody else.
You said that it won't happen. So I'm like, okay. So then, like, what else could it be?
Listen,
we're just throwing stuff at the wall right now.
Hey. What I'm saying is not gonna happen is this: Halo is not gonna go on. Halo 5 is not coming on the PC right now, and that's the truth. Reason being, this is Microsoft's ace in the hole. Right now, the VG charts are saying 11.5 to 20.2 million, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is Microsoft's ace in the hole to get consoles out. They know Halo has a big following. You know, as much as people want to downplay Halo 4, it sold 9 million copies. Halo is Microsoft's biggest ace right now to play. They're not gonna announce it on PC because that's gonna kill Xbox One sales.
Mm-hmm.
It just so they're not gonna do that.
I don't think it's impossible because have you seen what they're trying to do with Windows 10?
Yeah,
I understand the whole. Yes, that's Windows 10. Listen, that's Windows 10. That is Halo. No, that's not Halo. That is not Halo. Microsoft is not gonna fuck up Halo and mess up sales that potentially can happen on the Xbox One by announcing it's coming on the PC. Yeah. They're trying to get more console in people's hands. They're trying their best. That's why they get a Master Chief Collection. Is the Master Chief Collection on the PC? No, it's not. Because they want you to get a console in your hand. So you're not going to hear nothing about Halo 5 coming on the PC probably up to a year after it comes out on the Xbox One. And that's just God's honest truth. So
yeah,
I thought Microsoft already fucked up Halo with the Master Chief Collection.
Anyway, before I get into to Tony and that, right? Because that'll be a discussion we're gonna definitely have, Tony. We're gonna have that. So you save your guns. We're gonna have that shit. Old Wild West, you know what I'm saying? But I don't care what they announce for Halo. Halo is gonna be Halo. It's I loved Halo 4. I think it was a brand new breath of fresh air. I have a lot of confidence in 343. I understand why people were down on them because of the multiplayer. Not just for the Master Chief Collection, but for the Halo 4 itself, because they tried new stuff. And gamers remind me of persons in the BVI. They don't like change. Gamers don't like change. So when they tried a new formula with the multiplayer, people didn't accept it, and they went back to the older versions and Call of Duty and stuff. But I have a lot of faith in 343. I know a lot of people are on the fence saying, oh, well, look how they fucked up the multiplayer for the Master Chief Collection. You know what? Microsoft, I will guarantee you my firstborn, Phil Spencer, will rather quit his job than allow that shit to happen to Halo 5. Because they're banking so much on Halo 5. And I said it on the fan zone, and I'm saying it here, Tony. That's the reason Uncharted was delayed. It was delayed because of Halo 5. They don't want to go head-to-head. Tony, they don't want to go head-to-head. You know, talk and say what he want about Tomb Raider. Ain't Tomb Raider. They don't want to go head-to-head with Halo. Because I'm telling you, I said it. Every PR firm they go to is going to say, nah, we're working on this game called Halo. We don't know what it's about. They're going to have, Microsoft is going to have the wall. plastered with Halo. People up on the moon gonna be looking down and seeing a big Halo sign around the earth and wanna know what the hell is that? People who can't even speak English. Halo 5 coming out. Microsoft is gonna plaster everything with Halo 5. And I feel every game is trying to back off. And it doesn't matter what Microsoft announce. I don't care what they announce. Listen, I stopped looking at trailers for The Witcher because I'm a bite. People who got to go and look at trailers and hear announcements, you on the fence. I ain't looking out for shit for Metal Gear. I'm a buy it. It's just certain games I'm just going to buy. I'm going to go and buy it day one. I don't need to see. I don't care what they announce tomorrow, but it's not going to be like coming on PC, Brian. I'm sorry. You got to buy an Xbox One if you want to play Halo 5. That's just the truth.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be something along the storyline, though. But who gives a shit? It's Halo. We're going to buy it. Everybody in here going to buy it. Even Tony, who secretly has an Xbox, but he's telling everybody. Come on, Tony. There's only so much room in our house. You can stash an Xbox in the corner. We all know it's big as shit. Come on, man.
Son, I live in a small apartment, man. I got room for that shit, man. That big ass box.
Tony, don't play with me. I'm coming to New York in a couple of months. Don't be swallowing. You see, I see that swallow, Tony.
I'm eating, motherfucker.
Listen, Tony, you show me your address, and I can find out if you got Xbox. Don't be playing.
Damien, I don't got to show you. I will invite you to my crib, and I'll give you that good Dominican cooking, bro. I'm telling you.
Tony, don't test me. I love my stomach.
I'm telling you,
I love my stomach. I ate a lot of that shit when I lived in Rhode Island. Don't play with me. Don't talk to me about food.
You, man.
And don't live up to your end. I'm gonna come back and let your friends.
Listen, you're a fellow Caribbean, man. I'll hook you up, man. Don't even worry about that.
You got a good hot sauce. You got a good hot sauce.
Of course, man.
We can talk after the show.
Yeah,
for real, I don't care about the announcement.
In my fucking home.
Tony, don't try to fool me. Anyway, I don't care what they announce tomorrow, as a lot of people do. Halo is gonna do Halo, but they're not gonna announce it for PC.
The real question is, how much crow have you eaten?
Not much. I'm eating cashews. Not crow cashews.
Okay. Tony knows exactly what I mean by eating crow. So.
No, I know what you mean. I'm just being a smart ass. I'm just being a smart ass.
I'll say here, my I told you so button has been dusty since the order came out, so I'm waiting to dust that off.
You're still not right about that, by the way.
Tony, we all know that. Like,
I don't.
My predictions were pretty spot on.
No, they weren't.
They were pretty spot on.
I played it, and nope, but that's another topic for another day.
You disagree, but most people agree.
Yeah, most people are idiots.
So anybody have anything else to add? We can move on to the main topics.
I guess that we finally get the Conker game that we've been asking for like forever. So that's good. I guess. I don't know.
I'm not sure about that, but
no, it's not. No, it's not. It's not good. Nothing good about what they're announcing with Conker.
Yeah.
This is one time I'm a sister.
Have you played it? Have you seen it?
Listen, Phil Spencer is doing a disservice to us. We want a real Conker game, okay? We don't want no nonsense tack on. We want a real Conker game.
What if that is the real Conker game? Like,
listen, my 12-year-old daughter who wants to get into programming, she loves Project Spark. She's not gonna make a Conker game that I gonna enjoy. I'm not gonna hear him swearing. I'm not gonna see him grabbing his nuts.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
If my 12-year-old is doing that shit, I'm gonna take her for help.
No. Not your 12-year-old, but like the Conker game that they've said that they're going to release in episodic content. Like, how do you know that won't be the Conker game that we were wanting?
Brian, you know what? And I could be wrong with this. You know what I believe is happening with Conker? I believe studios are trying to put together a Conker, and when they take it to Phil Spencer, he's not pleased. And he know the fans want it, but he know the fans also want a real Conker game and not no bullshit.
Yeah.
That's
what it is.
Only time will tell.
We'll get it.
I shall get out my duster very shortly.
Okay.
Well, he said he got it ready.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's go ahead and let's start moving to the big topics, because of course this next topic is going to be massive. Everybody gonna have something to say about this.
Mm-hmm.
So Kojima has parted ways with Konami, and they are now working on a new Metal Gear series.
2 words. About time.
Okay, so why you say about time? Good for Kojima, right?
No, I think Metal Gear needs a breath of fresh air, and that's my honest to God opinion. Don't get me wrong. I think Kojima did well. He kind of lost his way with the one on the PS3. I think it was Metal Gear 4 with that hour-and-a-half ending. It was so long I can't remember which one it was. But I think, honestly, I think Kojima is starting to suck his own dick, and Metal Gear needs a breath of fresh air. I think, he's just too full of himself. You know, oh, we got to announce a new console. He got to be in the news. Hey, he's too full of himself. It's time to get on, do something else. Prove to us that you are this great developer. Do something from brand new,
He's a creative genius, man.
Remember, he was not the original creator of Metal Gear.
That's a true fact.
Whoa! What the fuck? Wait, hold on, no.
No,
Tony.
Tony.
Original creator. What are you talking about, dude?
Nope. He did not.
Yeah.
He created them on the PlayStation brand, but he did not create it from.
Dameon, there's something
Tony.
called the MSX, bro. He created it there in the 80s, man. What are you talking about?
It wasn't him.
It wasn't him. Are you fucking kidding me? Dude,
Tony.
look it up.
Let's look it up. It wasn't
Okay,
him.
look it up. It wasn't him. Who was it then?
Who the hell knows? We were playing on the end.
Who knows? Okay, I want people to understand. Dameon is on record saying Hideo Kojima did not create Metal Gear. I want you people to realize what he's saying here.
He's not the original creator of Metal Gear. I'm
Okay,
going
who
to
was it?
stand by that. I'm gonna Google it.
Yeah, Google it and you're going to be wrong.
Don't know the facts on that part. Let me just
come on.
Let me just say this.
Listen, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I don't think he was. I don't think
It's
he
not
was.
a matter of thinking. He is.
Well, let Gary got something.
Tony, the original Metal Gear came out 25 years ago. Kojima
Yes.
doesn't even look 25.
Are you fucking stupid, dude? He created it. It even came out on the Nintendo Entertainment System. What are you talking
That's
about?
what I mean. Over 20, and that was even longer than 25 years
It's
ago.
Japanese. They don't age until they hit like 60 or something, bro. You know that.
Uh-oh.
No, I don't know shit about Japanese. I can't stand it.
Hey, Tony, I'm going to say, Gary, you had something to say?
Yeah, I don't know the facts on what Dameon said, but
He's wrong.
whether he's right or not, Kojima made Metal Gear Solid what it is today, and that's fact.
You think so?
Yep,
That is a fact.
he's a legend. He's next to Miyamoto, and they're pretty much on a
That's
mountain.
the thing. The only thing is coming up is that he's the creator for Metal Gear Solid.
No.
But not-
I'm reading now. Metal Gear is a series of action-adventure stealth games created by Hideo Kojima. Come on, man. You gonna tell me that shit, bro? I know my history.
Well, let me go ahead and throw in my quick thoughts. Hey, I understand that you said that, Metal Gear needs a fresh breath of air with another creator. I'm going to tell you right now, when Kojima leaves Konami, it's only a matter of time before Konami is done. The same way...
Konami been done.
Oh, well, I mean, officially finished, though. For good.
Tony, other than Metal Gear, what else from Konami you buying? Konami been done.
Oh no, I'm not disagreeing with you. The only reason Konami's still alive is because of Metal Gear. Once Kojima leaves Metal Gear, and he is the reason Metal Gear has been as good, Konami's fucking done. What do they have now? Castlevania's been shit. They're not all the other big franchises.
Actually, Tony, you will have to disagree. I actually liked Lord of Shadows.
Yeah, well, that's your problem. Not mine.
Hey, it wasn't a perfect game, but hey, I enjoyed it.
But I think we could all agree on that. Konami is being propped up by Metal Gear. They don't have anything else. Everything's done. Richard, finish your point because I wanted to jump on that actually. About Konami. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, because as what Gary said, Kojima is the heart and soul of that series. Now we do know Silent Hills is another game, and I don't know what the status is of that because.
Okay, my apologies. Apparently, back in 1987, the designers was Hideo Kojima, the programmers were a set of other idiots, artists, composers. So he was there from the beginning.
How's that crow taste, man?
There you go.
Like cashews, dude.
My man.
Hey, I can admit when I'm wrong, but I just didn't think he was there from the beginning.
It's not a matter of thinking; it's about knowing.
But no, Tony, you were gonna say something though.
Oh yeah, okay. It's a lot of things here. Now, and I've been going back and forth with Torrance on this on Twitter for like a fucking day now. So basically, my thing is, okay, Kojima is what made Metal Gear. That was his whole concept of it, and it's crazy. He has this mix of insanity and genius that you can't replicate. And think about it like this: Snake's Revenge, right? Portable Ops, the Acid games, and yes, Metal Gear Rising. Metal Gear games without Kojima, and they have all been bad. So you're gonna tell me I should have faith in this new Metal Gear with a new team without Kojima? No, you're gonna have to prove to me that you can make a good Metal Gear game without this man. Because
Tony,
yeah,
what you missed? No, what Tony missed with all those other games is who was the lead character in those other games? It wasn't Snake.
So Snake wasn't the main character in Snake's Revenge.
Snake's Revenge. I didn't even play that shit.
That's what I'm telling you. You can't talk about this shit without knowing your history, bro. I know my Metal Gear. And Snake was the lead character in Portable Ops, and he was the lead character in the Acid games as well.
I just have a quick question. I have to ask this question very quickly. So, did no one on this show enjoy Metal Gear Rising?
Brian did.
I
enjoyed that.
I just don't think it should have been named. I just don't think it should have been named Metal Gear.
They should have named it something else.
Well,
it still would have
in the universe.
Yeah,
it did take place in the Metal Gear universe with Metal Gear characters, so like it's kind of hard to not have the Metal Gear name attached to it.
You could just change. You don't have to be Raiden. You can make him somebody else. Put on a mask and call it some Ninja Rising or some shit. It could have been anything else. Like
I think it was a solid game. As someone who's a Metal Gear Solid loyalist, I think it was a solid game. It was just way too short.
That it was.
But it was fun.
That game was too long as far as I'm concerned. That game went on too fucking long.
That game was like 4 hours long, man.
I know, it was too long, man. It should have been 1 hour.
Tony, I got a question for all you Metal Gear fanatics. What's your problem with Raiden?
I'm going to be real with you. I've always liked Raiden. I liked them in 2. I liked them in 4. And when this game came out, Rising, I was like, oh shit, Raiden, he's finally going to become the really cool character we all wanted. Then he's the main character in this really shitty game. It hurts me because I like Raiden. I don't have a problem with him. I actually like the guy, So I can't answer that because I actually like the character.
But
Metal Gear Rising was shit.
It wasn't shit. It was okay. No. Tony, come on.
Metal Gear Rising was.
It wasn't. No, it was not okay. It was shit.
If you think Rising's shit, then your bar for games is too high.
Yeah, it is high. It's got to be high.
It must be high because like Rising is not that bad. There are worse games out there than Rising.
Yeah,
there are worse games out there than Rising.
Like Resident Evil 6. That's a worse game, but
there are worse games out there than Resident Evil 6. I mean, they are seriously bad games.
That's pretty bottom of the barrel right there, man.
Oh no, that's like mid-range.
No, see, your standards are too low then, man, because you got to raise them up. Because Resident Evil 6. All right. Anyway, Metal Gear. We're talking about Metal Gear right now.
But here's a question: what do you think happens next for Kojima? Is he gonna? I personally think that he's already proven he can do this stuff. He doesn't need Konami to, he has a fan following. He can create great content, great games. So I don't think he needs to worry about Konami. But what do you think is going to happen with him next?
Yeah, okay, this is where I'm split, because on the one hand, this effectively kills Metal Gear, as far as I'm concerned. Like, I know they're going to have more Metal Gear games, but as far as I'm concerned, the series is dead. However, with that said, I want to see what Kojima could do next, because this guy's been, let's just be honest, Konami's been forcing him to make games, and now he doesn't need to do that. He could do games on his own. Remember, the reason this split happened hasn't been confirmed yet, but, we could speculate on what happened. Basically, he's been having problems with Konami for years because they want him to do games a specific way, and he wants to push the boundaries. He mentioned how he's like, hey, look at Breaking Bad. This show is doing all these great things, pushing the boundaries, and I can't do this on my games because Konami will not let me. Now we're going to see him do some shit. So on the one hand, I lament the fact that Metal Gear is dead, but I am praising the fact that we're going to get new shit from Kojima on his own terms without anybody telling him what to do. So I think that's really good. So expect a lot from him. Yeah.
What if he decides to go mobile?
Hey, he might make the best mobile games out there. We don't know, just because a game's mobile doesn't mean it's bad, But we'll have to see what he decides to do.
Well, then, according to you, just because because it's mobile, it's not a real game.
Who said that? That wasn't me.
You.
No, it wasn't me.
You say it multiple times. Whenever people bring up mobile games, you say, "Oh, you talk about."
No,
real
I don't,
games.
dude. I've been the guy saying no. It's like Brian, you're gonna question me, dude? Seriously?
No, Tony, you have, because I've been there in the chat rooms and everywhere.
But I'm the guy that, like, I'm gonna name drop right now. My boy Andre Tipton said, I'm like, you're wrong, dude. It's still a real. It may not be a good game, but it's still a real game. You can still pick it up and play it on your phone. It's still a real game. It may not be a good game, but it's still a game. You know.
Yeah, that's what we've been saying. You've been saying, oh, it's a mobile, so it's not a real game. Like, remember that time?
Oh, I'm loving it.
There are like over 100 throwdowns. Look it up, please. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, because that's stupid.
For the record, what's your thoughts on Angry Birds as a
Angry
game?
Birds? Oh, I think it's a shitty game. I do. It's a shitty game.
What's your thought on twos? Is it twos or eights?
Threes.
The number one. Threes, that's the one.
I don't even know what that is.
Exactly.
Just so then, for the record, just for all record, you say that mobile games are real games, yes or no?
Yeah, they are real games. That's stupid to say otherwise.
Okay. Anytime he
Now,
says
whether
otherwise, guys.
They're good games. That's a different story. Don't get them mixed up.
Okay. Next time you say that they're not, I'll like rewind to this point and I'll play this back to you, Tony.
Please do, because they are real games. Just because you're a real game doesn't mean you're a good game. There's a difference.
I like satisfies my "I told you so" button again.
He's getting that button ready.
Yeah.
One
Anyway,
last question.
yeah, I don't think Kojima's going to make a mobile games, but he could. If he does, they'll probably be the greatest games ever.
One last question on this subject, though. So, is there nobody, and I mean nobody, that you think they can bring on to take over the franchise that will convince you to say, okay, yeah, I'll check it out now?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, they're getting a whole new development team. They're hiring now, but I don't know who could fill those shoes. I don't know any other developer that has that mix of craziness and brilliance. I don't know. This is why I'm taking a stance of I'm not messing with this until I'll get a review copy. That's it. I'm not gonna pay for it. I'll tell you that. You know.
Oh man.
So Tony, so Tony, what if all Sony fans felt the same way when David Jaffe left the God of War series?
I'm so glad you bring that up, because here's the thing: David Jaffe made one God of War game. One God of War game. Kojima's
and it was the best one.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you on that. That is the best God of War game. But here's the thing: if David Jaffe made 3 or 4 great God of War games back to back, and he left, I would be like, I'm done with this series. He's the one that made it good. Kojima has been doing this since 1987. That's why I'm like, I don't know about this. David Jaffe had one good God of War game, and it was the best. I'll give you that. I've said it many times, but yeah,
plus,
you need a track record.
The story of God of War isn't really like that creative. Like, it's something anyone can pick up and continue.
Gary, I love you. I respect you. Don't ever repeat that shit. Okay?
No, compared to Metal Gear, it's true though.
Yeah, compared to Metal, I love God of War. I think the story is fantastic. But
how many? No, Brian. We know people have tried Greek mythology before.
Oh, I have.
And they have failed, and they have failed miserably.
Okay, David.
Don't get me wrong. I hate what Sony's doing to God of War. You know, I hate it because how can it's like Mario killing Bowser. It can't happen. You could never kill your nemesis. Zeus is his nemesis. Put Zeus to run like a coward, but you can't kill Zeus. Where the fuck you gonna go after that? Who he gonna fight next? Jesus? Honestly, where he gonna go after that? And that was my problem with what they're doing to the God of War franchise.
Oh well, we're gonna get to that because I have something to say about that as well.
Yeah.
Are we done with Kojima?
I just have like a couple of things to say here at the end. What he's going to do next? Well, what does everyone else do when they leave one studio and go to like another place? Look at Titanfall. Look at Mighty Number 9. Look at Destiny. Look at Dying Light. They all have the same thing in common. They all go away and make a very similar game to what they've already made. So
I thought that was going to be positive, and then he just no.
No, I actually agree with Brian. Though? Yeah, no, Brian, I actually completely agree with you. I really believe the next game that Hideo Kojima makes will be very stealth-like. Yeah, very. It'll be, yeah, exactly.
An espionage stealth game or a stealth espionage game.
No, it's not. It's going to have a lot of nudity, a lot of over-the-wall shit.
Oh, it's gonna have that too.
It's gonna be something out of the Matrix. It's gonna be something really out of the Matrix. It's gonna have a Zion orgy jumping scene and all that.
You strip away all the atmosphere. You strip away all that stuff. The base game is going to be a Metal Gear game.
Yes.
No matter how many times these guys say that they are tired of Dameon, the evidence is there. All these studios across all these places
is going to be the Order 2. It's going to be a cinematic story-driven game, but it's going to be like 25 hours, where you only play like 2.5 hours of it.
No, Dameon. Metal Gear games have gameplay somehow. You know, the Order movie.
Yeah, that 2.5 hours.
That movie doesn't count, remember?
Tony, I can see you bubbling. I can see you bubbling, Tony. Come on.
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. I am bubbling because you're not noticing, Brian, you're going to love this word, the trends Brian is putting out for you, bro. All these creators do this shit. And if you look at every Metal Gear game that Kojima comes out has more and more gameplay. Metal Gear Solid 5 is going to have the most gameplay out of all of them. So how can you sit there and go, he's going to make the Order 2? That's ridiculous.
The Order, 1887.
Yeah, 1887. There you go. 1888.
So I think that he will make a very similar game.
Yes, I agree.
As long as he stops with the damn dialogue dumps and exposition dumps, then I'm fine with it. Because that is my major gripe with the Metal Gear games. There's just so much exposition dump, Tony. Come on.
And he's dropping that. I mean, I don't mind it, but you're right. It's like Metal Gear Solid 2 was probably the first one. I'm like, okay, I guess we're just gonna sit here for 45 minutes and look at these two little heads talking to each other. Like, I get that. I don't mind it.
Metal Gear Solid 4, right? There was a point, and this just shows you how bad Metal Gear Solid 4 was for the exposition dump. There was a point where I had to pick up the controller, reconnect it, pause it, and go for a piss while playing a game. That should never happen. I should never have to pick up my controller and reconnect it to pause it to go for a piss. That's. I'm sorry, but that's honestly.
Right. That shows you. Yeah.
I loved the game. Don't get me wrong.
That shows you how not committed you are, because I know what you're going through, because I went through the same thing, but I held the piss in. I held that shit in. I held that shit in, man.
But Tony, the thing that scares me though is we saw this before in the industry. It happened with Tecmo and Ninja Gaiden. Nobody can deny it. When they revamped Ninja Gaiden on the original Xbox, it was good. When they brought out Sigma, it was great. When they fired the guy, Ninja Gaiden went straight down the shitter.
So you know where we're coming from then. Now you know where we're coming from.
I agree where you're coming from. But we've seen games go from one developer to the next, and they've gotten better. None's coming to mind other than Halo. But that's option. That's debatable. That's debatable. I would love the Metal Gear franchise to continue. I would really love my kids to be able to play Metal Gear.
Oh, it will continue, just not with Kojima.
But I'm really scared of where the video game industry is going. It's not going to a good place. Yeah, not going to a good place. And for Konami and Kojima, that's like Nintendo and Miyamoto going separate ways. Konami's full of shit. They should have never allowed that to happen. Oh, you want a raise? Here you go. You want to do what you want, Metal Gear? There you go. It's certain things are no-brainers. And Konami, oh my God, I don't even know what to fuck Konami. The only games I play from Konami is Yu-Gi-Oh! And Metal Gear. I know they're losing Metal Gear. They don't want to build a Yu-Gi-Oh! So what the hell? What? Konami, I remember they used to be the shit. Konami stick a seal on it, you could buy it. That game was so good.
Turtles, man. Remember that shit back in the day, bro?
Listen, between the NES era and the Super Nintendo era, Konami could do no wrong. And then what the fuck happened? It's like from time Ubisoft left Konami, Konami had nothing left. They had nothing left. I'm sorry, man. I have no faith in Konami. And I wish Kojima the best. I am not as hyped as Tony to look forward to his next set of games, because I know he's going to be rated M. And my 12-year-old daughter loves to watch me play games. She tries to play, but she loves to watch me play games, and I wouldn't be able to play Kojima's next game in front of her. It's kind of sad.
Can I just ask, real quickly, what are our thoughts on Silent Hills now that Kojima's left, or Kojima will most likely
What?
be leaving before
What
that
was
game
that?
comes out.
How
Silent
Silent
Hills. What are our thoughts on Silent Hills now? Because one of the things that got me
You
excited
mean
was
you mean the
Guillermo
game formerly
del
known as
Toro.
Silent Hill?
Silent Hills.
That is called P2.
Yep, that's it.
Whatever you want to call it. P2, Silent Hills, whatever.
PT.
Whatever you want to call it. I don't care.
Yeah. Okay.
The marriage of Kojima and Guillermo del Toro was like a match made in
Yeah.
heaven. Now one side will most likely be going. So do we still have faith in it?
Konami really fucked this up. Like they did. Like, what did you do to Kojima that made him just leave like that? Because you're right, that was like the perfect thing. And they put Kojima and Guillermo del Toro everywhere. Now they're saying, oh, this is a Guillermo del Toro and Konami thing. That's what they're saying now. So I'm guessing the game's gonna come out, but it may not be what it originally was supposed to be. You know, because Kojima's taken out of the picture now. It's fucking ridiculous.
I'm just saying, like, I'm so glad I have no faith in companies like Konami. Otherwise, I would be heartbroken. I would feel like how Tony feels. Tony, I understand where you're coming from. I honestly do. You know, you're heartbroken. But you know what? I don't even know what to tell you. One of you guys give Tony a hug, man. He needs a hug.
I'm chilling, man. You know, I want to see games from Kojima, and if Metal Gear Solid 5, if that's the final Metal Gear game, that I buy, that's fine.
Buy the golden most collector's edition you can get. Because I'm telling you right now, it's probably gonna be the best one for a lot of years to come.
Yeah, because they're gonna probably fuck it up. I don't know if they are gonna fuck it up.
It's gonna be like what happened with Terminator 2 with what was his name? James Cameron. Now we're finally. Exactly.
Dameon, you're talking about breaking my heart. You broke my heart right there because Terminator 2 is my favorite movie of all time, and then Terminator 3 came out, and yeah, I no words.
Terminator 3 is that movie which should not be named.
Yeah, that was shit.
That thing. I have the Terminator collection, except that.
Yeah, they don't need that in your collection.
I refuse to acknowledge that as a Terminator movie. But anyway, we're talking about games, not movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna move on. I'll just add that that title was perfect. The perfect title for that movie is what the third movie was. So let's move on to the next topic, which is Nintendo. Of course, to piggyback off of mobile games, they announced that they are now getting into the mobile game space, and they also announced the bigger news that they are working on a new piece of hardware called the NX. Now, what you guys probably don't know.
Richard, sorry to cut you off. Who's surprised? Who's surprised?
Oh, nobody is surprised. But wait a second.
So why is it news?
But here's the thing.
This is like you live with a woman, your wife, and you're getting sex. It's just supposed to happen. Like the Wii U can't do shit.
Yeah.
The third parties are not supporting it. Nintendo don't even want to support the thing anymore. We all knew a new console was coming. What we need to be talking about is, will they do the right thing?
No, they will not. They still have the same philosophy, so no. It's gonna be the same thing. What you guys probably don't know, they've already started taking pre-orders for this system. Because I saw a listing on EB Games Australia, which already has, like, you can pre-order the system right now, or whatever it is. They don't know if it's a system.
Richard, why do you say hurtful stuff like that? I love to listen to you guys every week. I look forward to your podcast. You're very entertaining. Listen, I just got cursed out from my girlfriend because we were coming to the airport and I was listening to the last throwdown and she was like, I was trying to get your attention. You got these fucking earphones in your ear. I'm like, I'm listening to Tony, baby. I'm sorry. Like, really, like, don't listen. Nintendo has a major problem. And everybody sees it but Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Iwata.
This man should have been fired years ago. As a matter of fact, if Iwata was like say he was doing the equivalent thing he's doing at Nintendo at another company, he would have been fucking fired. Like, I don't know why they keep this man. Like, who? I was gonna say something I probably shouldn't say, but who is like who? I don't know how to say. Whose dick is he sucking to stay at Nintendo? I couldn't say it any other way. I mean, like, seriously, like, dude. How is this man?
It's either that or he knows where the bodies are buried. It's one of the things. And no, Tony, you're 100% right because listen, Nintendo should have seen what Sony did. Sony, the PS3 was designed and created in Japan, and it didn't work in nowhere else in the world. It finally caught its leg in at the end of it because of games, but not because of the console. Nintendo needs to understand, Japan is not the leader in this industry anymore.
That's true.
Why do you think the PS3 is such a runaway success? Sony said, give it to...
give it to Mark Cerny with his bad shirt, right?
Listen. Whether the man has a bad shirt, fucked up hygiene, and a terrible accent, you got to admit, he sold the world a piece of plastic. He did. He came out and made 20.5. He made 20.5 million people believe they can't live without it, and it worked. So whatever he is, however bad his shirt is probably the most expensive shirt in the world. But you know what? I'm willing to bet any of you guys on this panel, he's gonna design the PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably will. You know, considering the success of the
Nintendo
PS4,
needs to stop holding back Reggie and turn Reggie loose on the world. People like Nintendo again because of Reggie, okay? Because he always comes to kick ass and take names, and people will forever remember Reggie for that. Now they got Reggie like some little fucking poster boy. Oh, do you want to see me in Smash Brothers? Who gives a shit? We want you to run Nintendo and get Nintendo back to where Nintendo was, because Miyamoto, he's lost it. The video game has surpassed people like Iwata and Miyamoto. Yes, you're doing good on your handheld because, quite frankly, Sony don't know what to do in the handheld market. That's just the truth.
I look how he just threw that little jab in there.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? But it come on, like, people, listen, consumers would love Nintendo to get back to where they were. Nintendo used to give you the most powerful console. Nintendo always was on the cutting edge. Don't give me a bullshit control and you know, it's like you giving me fucking garbage and telling me, no, this is a 3-course meal. No, it's garbage. I can see it. I can smell it. It's not good. You know what I'm saying? No. Get rid of Miyamoto. You know, and Nintendo should learn from their history. They should learn. You did well with the NES. You did even better with the Super Nintendo. You partnered with Sony to bring out a CD-ROM. Because Sony wouldn't take their name off of it, you allowed the PlayStation to enter the market, and what it did, it kicked you in the ass. The developers are saying we want CD technology because it's easier and it's cheaper for us, and it'll help us with our profit margin. That's the bottom line. Fuck all that nonsense about it's easier to do shit. It'll help them with their profit margin. Nintendo said, no, we doing it cartridge and we're not changing. What happened? They lost everything. Get rid of these people. Get rid of these people. You're going to keep trying to fight from behind. Listen, if Microsoft had the kind of history in video games like Nintendo, if they had those kind of iconic characters on the Xbox brand, listen, Sony would really have a fight on their hand. The problem is Nintendo just doesn't want to adapt. Nintendo's going to bring out a console 2 years from now with 8 gigs of RAM. No, you guys, it's not fun. It's sad. It is sad. Because Nintendo, you always look back at Nintendo was the one who started. Everybody here can admit the first console they played was an NES.
That's right.
It was an NES. You know, the first game I ever played in my life was Contra. And I still remember it. And to see where Nintendo has come to now, I got a Wii U that I wipe off every now and again, and I want to turn it on. I want to. But I can't. I just can't. And it's sad that, you know, 2 years from now, Nintendo is going to have an E3 conference, and they're going to show some Wii U 2, and it's going to have 8 gigs of RAM, and the world is going to turn its back.
Yeah, I completely agree with everything you just said. Like, Nintendo are just a shadow of their old self.
Yeah, they need to turn it over to Reggie. Get rid of Iwata and retire Miyamoto. Okay, he was the Michael Jordan, but you know what? He's like Kobe Bryant right now. He can't finish a season. Time to retire. Time to retire. You know, you won 5, and it's time to retire. It is time. You coming out and Tony always comes back to it. You're showing a screen with a smaller screen with Zelda. When has Zelda ever come to a small screen in the background? No. Why the wall is petitioning to hear Link speak? Now you can't even tell if Link is male or female. What the fuck is going on?
You know what I think Nintendo are doing? Like, I think they're gonna turn to more of a service-driven company, and
but their services don't work. Have any of you ever tried to go online with the Wii U?
I know, but I think that's what they're doing, and that's why they're going mobile. And I think their new device is probably just going to be like a tablet or something that will have their service on there.
The
So
Game & World shows it doesn't want a game on a tablet. Gary, who is advising these people? Who's advising these people?
No
Did
idea.
you say that people don't want a game on a tablet?
I just see them doing that because they know that the handheld is their biggest thing right now. So I see them, going.
Then
mobile,
come out the console race. Put
Maybe
all
that's
your
what they're
eggs
doing.
in the handheld. No, they're talking about building a new console.
Is it confirmed that it's a console, or is it just a new device called the
new
NX?
device. It's not.
Yeah, new
confirmed.
device, exactly. They didn't say it's a console.
Yeah, for all we know, it could be like just like the tablet, like the Wii U tablet, just more powerful and.
Well, then Nintendo is the
Or something.
stupidest company in the world. And I say why? The DS right now is the best-selling console. The best. You're gonna bring out something to compete with that?
Or maybe it's a companion piece. I don't know. Hey.
It's hard to know what goes on in the mind of Nintendo.
Yes.
Yeah, but
let's stop talking about it. I'ma just cry.
I got a couple of things to say about this real quick. Now, this is something that I've said they should have been doing for a while. It's like to put all your games on mobile. That's what people would love to play Mario or Contra on their phones. But what are they doing? Yeah, we're going to make games on mobile, but they're not going to be our main games. They're going to be new IPs. And I'm like, wait, you have a Wii U. Why don't you create new IPs for that?
Yeah.
It boggles the mind. I don't understand. It's like Nintendo is like, they're trying to do the right thing, but they're not listening to anyone else. I mean, even with Iwata, he was like, oh, I came up with this great idea to have toys of our main characters and put them in the video game. It's like, dude, you didn't come up with that idea. What are you talking about? I don't understand this company anymore. And it's like, you're going to release this new hardware. I don't know what the hell it is. I mean, it's just admitting, yeah, the Wii U is like, fucked. We got to come up with something new. I don't understand. This company, like I said, you just become third party, put your shit on Sony, put your shit on Microsoft, and you'll sell millions. People would love to see an adult Link, in 1080p, 60 frames, and all that shit.
Oh,
Xbox One, all that stuff.
Oh wait, you said on Xbox One, right?
Yeah, Xbox One, of course, man. Everything, even on PC, Brian, you can play Link at 100 frames a second.
Tony, we've seen that happen in the past, and it didn't work.
On consoles, that's funny.
No. Listen. This is history repeating itself. The history has shown there's never been room for 3 players in the video game market.
Yeah, it only worked last gen. That was the only time. I don't think that's going to happen.
And that was a fluke. The stars were aligned, and I don't know what the hell happened. Okay, but we saw Sega do it. Sega had a perfectly good console. They built it badly. You know what? Let me just say the truth. Sony lied to the public and killed the Dreamcast. And
How they lie?
Yeah, how did that happen?
All right. Any of you guys remember when the Dreamcast came out, right? It was kicking ass. Boom, boom, boom. All the games were looking good.
Yeah.
Sony announced, oh, yeah, we're building the PlayStation 2. It has twice the amount of memory as the Dreamcast, twice the processing power as the Dreamcast, twice everything. Oh, and it has this thing called the emotion engine where every blade of grass is going to swerve in the breeze, and you're going to be able to see X amount of textures and do this and do that and do the other. People bought that hype. It never came to fruition. The emotion engine never emerged.
You're forgetting about the fact that they had EA.
I don't think EA was that big.
EA was big back then. EA Sports was big, and also
EA was big in America. EA was big in America. The biggest driving point on the PlayStation 2 was the DVD drive.
That's
Parents
true.
That's a factor too, of course. But
right?
but every game came out on PS2. No games are coming out for Dreamcast, bro.
But Tony, the fact is Sony lied. They lied about the specifics of the console.
But the console still went on to be the best-selling console in history, and that's a fact. So it doesn't matter if they lied.
Because
it's still,
you know what happened?
You know,
the PlayStation 2 had the two things that sell consoles, and the PlayStation 4 has it. It has excellent momentum because the PlayStation 1 made a name for PlayStation. You know, when people saw Battle Arena to Shinden and all that shit, they were like, what the hell? They never saw it. Tomb Raider and this. So everybody know, okay, PlayStation started good. The PlayStation 2 can only be better. So it had the momentum. And then, you know, it had the hype. It had the hype. The two things. You need those two things, and you sell consoles. And that's what's selling the PS4. And the last 3 years of the PS2, everybody knows it was outdoing the Xbox 360 in terms of games, especially exclusive games. Everybody knows that. And that momentum has continued into the PS4. And of course, Microsoft fucked up and tripped on the starting line, you know. But they're trying to pick themselves up and dust themselves off, right? But that momentum from the PS3 is still guiding the PS4. Because I speak to people who own PlayStation. Why do you own that thing? Well, the games are not here now, but they're gonna come. The exclusives are going to come. That's what every PlayStation, except you, Tony, you love indie. But then the hype, because right now you got every 6 out of 10 people saying, yeah, I got PS4. So you know what? The friend who doesn't have one is saying, okay, one of my friends got PS4. I'm gonna pick that up. Simple.
And doesn't that sound familiar? Xbox 360, the same thing happened. The exact same.
No, you know what happened with the Xbox 360? It came out first.
That worked too. That was a big one. But think about it like this: it came out first. Everybody in Xbox. Hey, I want to play games with my friends. What do you have? Xbox.
Tony,
okay, I'll buy it.
Tony, as a gamer, what do we want? We want the newest thing. If Microsoft wants to, if at E3 this year, no, Tony, no, you guys.
No, we don't want games. That's what Brian said.
If at E3 this year, Microsoft come up and say, hey, you know what? We don't like the way the Xbox One was going. We got an Xbox 2. It has 12 gigs of RAM and GDDR5 and a 4 gig processor and all that bullshit. You see what I'm saying? You know what's going to happen on day one? It's going to sell out. They're going to call back the ship from going to Japan and bring them to America. People like the newest thing. So the Xbox 360 had a year advantage. Developers jumped on, gamers followed. Xbox Live went to a whole new stratosphere. You had achievements, you had this, you had that. Tony, you know where I stand on Sony. They're not the one that make the product. They make the product better. Simple.
Yeah. Let's get back to Nintendo. We just got off track.
We're almost done with Nintendo. You got other stuff you wanted to say?
No, but it's just the truth. Like I am fearful for the future of Nintendo until they fire Iwata. I cannot support Nintendo. I'm looking forward to the new Zelda. And I hope I play it because I didn't even purchase the last Zelda, and I buy every Zelda, and I didn't purchase the last one. I can't. Iwata has not sold me on his blueprint for Nintendo, and I think if I had invested a quart 25 cents in Nintendo, I would ask for him to be fired. He should be fired. He cannot run the company. He cannot.
If this was any other industry, he would have been fired a long time ago.
Probably even killed.
I don't know about that, but seppuku, who knows?
Okay, so does anybody else want to add anything, or can we move on to the final topic?
I guess I'll add my final thoughts just very briefly. If this is Nintendo's time to go out of the console market, then I'd rather them go strong rather than go out in a very bad manner. So I'd rather them just say, hey, you know what, we're going to exit and boom, Pokemon games on all mobile devices and we're sorted. You know, I'd rather them do that than them try and get back on the horse and end up just embarrassing themselves.
Falling off the horse.
Yeah, well, we all know that at this point Nintendo has gone past their prime. This is no longer Nintendo's prime time anymore. Nintendo are reaching the end. If they're going to go, I'd rather them go out with respect and dignity, not like THQ and just Float off in the wind. I want to see them. I want to see them like go out like Nintendo deserved to go out. You know.
Yeah. And by the way, going back to Konami, I fear that's what's going to happen to them. They're going to go the way THQ, just go away.
It's a
It's a shame. It's a shame.
Yeah, it is.
All right, well, we'll see what happens. Let's move on to the final topic. This is a topic that when I heard this,
Look at Brian's face.
yeah, when I heard this news yesterday, I can't help but shake my head. But let's go ahead and let's address it. Sony revealed yesterday they are working on God of War 3 remastered for the PlayStation 4. It was also revealed that the Gravity Rush is coming to PlayStation 4 as well. So another remaster, two remastered, but the God of War specifically is a big deal because they also announced that it's going to be the 10-year anniversary of God of War, and therefore that's why they're working on this. So what do you guys think about their decision to do this instead of actually making a collection of God of War games? Because that was what my problem was with this.
Can I go first since I've been going last like a long time?
Yeah, go ahead,
Okay.
Brian.
I love God of War franchise. I love it to death. I played pretty much all of them apart from the portable ones because I just never had a PlayStation portable device because they're kind of crap. But yeah, so when I heard this, I was like, oh, God of War again remastered. Okay, that sounds pretty cool. And then when I found out that it was just solely God of War 3, I was like, wow, Sony, like you fucked up. Like this is like the only reason to like remake or like remaster it is if you add in all of them. Or at least 1, 2, and 3, the core ones. You know, like those are the best ones hands down. So if you're going to do this, then you do that with all 3 of them and release them for a full 60. Then that's arguably worth it. But what the fuck are they doing? Like seriously, like this is just bullshit. Like like whoever's making these choices, they need to get fired. Like this is just a stupid choice. Like, come on, Tony. You agree with me here?
Yeah. No, I'm good. I need to jump in right. I need to jump in right now because if you saw the trailer, right, 90% of that trailer was showing footage of games that aren't God of War 3. So
that's why I thought.
And Brian, I'm going in further. This is the PS4, right? Why don't you have a collection of all, not the main 3 games, all 5? I'm with you. I love God of War. I love the series, and I'm probably going to pick this up. But at the same time, 10-year anniversary. Put every God of War game in one package. Every game. There's no excuse for that. I'm sorry. Like I know you guys expect me to go, no, this is great. Blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, cool, but it's stupid at the same time. And I'm the dude. I bought. Look at my collection. I have all the God of Wars. I own God of War at least 2 copies of each. I would have bought all of them, and now it's like, I don't. Brian, I'm with you. I don't get it. I don't understand this. Actually, I do understand it. They're fucking lazy. That's what it is. They're just being lazy. Like, what's the easiest way we could make money? God of War 3. Bam. That's it. Yeah, I'm with you guys. I put a whole collection out. This is ridiculous.
Tony, you think they're thinking they're gonna make money?
They will make money. Look how much. Look at fucking The Last of Us remastered. Sold like crazy. Sold like 1 million copies on PS4. So that's
Tony,
the mentality.
No,
that's
that game sold to the persons who did not have a PS3, who are 360 owners.
But it's still sold 1 million. It's also you got to understand how companies think. Hey, this sold well. Let's do that again.
Yeah, Dameon, like it'll sell loads because like the PS4, like we all know that the PS4 has no games, so it'll sell well. You know, hey.
You know what? I don't. Listen.
How can it not have games? I've been playing nothing but games, man.
Exactly.
This is the how many remastered game? Come on.
I told you, remember, Brian? Like,
at this point, we're getting to the point now where, as I said to Mike Madden in the post of the God of War 3 thing on the Koalition, like, a good 70 to 80% of the PS4's library is available on PS3, and it's almost like a year and a half into the life cycle. That's bad.
That is bad,
really
and there's
bad.
You know the reason for that though, and it worries me because it says how long it's going to take to make modern games now. Like, is that how long development is now? That you need to pimp out your old games just to take place of your new ones that take forever to come out?
Tony,
is that what's going on
here? That's what it is? You think that's what it is?
No, I'm asking the question because think about it, and this isn't just for Sony. This is for Microsoft too. All these games are taking so fucking long to come out. I'm like, what is happening? Is that the price we pay for having all these big fancy graphics
you think that is the problem?
That's one of the problems, yeah.
Sony. I'm a bit disappointed because I want a reason. by a PlayStation 4. I am disappointed. I'm not fully disappointed because, I enjoy my Xbox One. I do. I don't give a shit about resolution and that other stuff. The games run fine, or we had a little hiccup now and again, but it's playing well. But the thing is, let me tell you, and my friend Renad, we both, I remember we both bought a PlayStation from the jump, and we like Sony's exclusives, and I love the God of War series, right? I prefer the ones on the handheld, and I was happy when they put them on the PS3, and I want a reason to buy a PlayStation 4 again, but not for God of War 3. I am the only person on the planet that didn't like The Last of Us. I didn't.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
That's
I'm also not a fan as well.
All right, so there you go.
I didn't like it. But don't get me wrong. I still respect Naughty Dog. I still think that they're one of the top 5 developers in the industry right now.
Wow, top 5.
That sounds about right.
Top 5, really?
I agree with Dameon on that one for sure.
You see what I'm saying? But what Sony's doing is, I think Sony is starting to suck their own dick again. And Tony, you were always the one to say it. What's happening now happened in the PlayStation 2 era. When Sony gets way out ahead, they just give you shit. And right now Sony's saying, we're not telling you shit about The Last Guardian. Yeah, you could kick up and fuss. We're not telling you anything.
My game doesn't exist.
My thing is, the resources you put into remaking God of War, put into The Last Guardian.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying?
I don't know if that works like that, though. I don't know if it works like that exactly.
Why not, Tony? Tony, how many people you think actually was sitting down to bring God of War?
No, I mean the people
3.
who made God of War 3 aren't the same people making Last of Us. That's what I'm trying to get at.
So Tony, you're telling no. Sony's the one normally would take people. Oh yeah, we got people from Santa Monica working here, and we got people doing it. Move the game. You know what? We're moving the game from Sony Japan, and Santa Monica is taking over because they're just over there doing absolutely fucking nothing. Because regardless of what you guys think, this is why Stig was fired. He killed God of War.
How did he kill God of War?
He killed Zeus. We spoke about it already. He killed Zeus. The story could not continue.
No. Yeah, he ended God of War. He didn't kill it.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, there's a difference.
He ended it. Ascension killed it. Because Ascension was, to quote Charles, that was garbage doo-doo juice. I love that phrase.
That's right.
No. I'm going to defend Ascension.
God of War Ascension was bad.
I liked Ascension. No, I liked it. I think what happened is God of War
Ascension. They tried to make money off God of War, and they failed.
No,
they tried to milk it. They tried to milk the God of War franchise, and they failed.
And that's what I fear should happen to Metal Gear.
God, they failed.
No. I think the timing was bad.
The game was bad. The game was bad.
That game actually had a very good story. It had a very good story.
It was a story that didn't need to be told.
Exactly. That was the problem. The problem with Ascension is that it was a prequel to a franchise that had ended and had been decently strong throughout the whole way.
Do you read?
There was no way that they could have topped it.
Brian,
I do read.
I read. Okay, so when you read a book, are you gonna read the first 3 chapters and then turn and read the last chapter? Anything else in between is garbage. You know how it's gonna end.
Let me ask you a question.
And that's what happened. We know.
Have you watched the Lord of the Rings trilogy? Have you watched the Lord of the Rings trilogy?
Unfortunately, yes.
Have you watched the Hobbit trilogy?
Unfortunately, I am watching it. Yes, I have.
What are your thoughts on the 2?
Tuesday.
What are your thoughts on the Hobbit compared to the Lord of the Rings?
The only surprises I can get is with the dwarfs, because we know Gandalf is not gonna die, and we know Bilbo Baggins is not gonna die.
Exactly.
So how can you enjoy it? No matter what.
That's Ascensions for you. That's Ascensions in a nutshell.
So that's what I just told you. We've read the end of God of War already. He kills Zeus. He kills Hera. What was his reason for killing Hera?
Because Hera set him up. Because Hera wanted the power for herself.
And so what?
She used Kratos as a pawn to get the power.
You sure it's Hera?
Yes.
Wait. I'm talking. Okay, Zeus's wife, not the one who.
Yeah, Zeus's wife.
Yeah, Zeus's wife. What was her
she's
name?
Yeah, Hera. Hera, yeah.
No, the one who set up Kratos was not Gaia. It was the one who came in the end and talked about hope and some dumb shit.
Oh, Athena?
Yeah, Athena. Oh, Athena wanted the power for herself as well.
Right, that's what I mean. So why did
wanted the power for themselves?
Why did he kill Hera
gods,
in the
man.
garden?
That's what they do.
But why kill Hera? Like, okay, you don't like her. She's your stepmother.
Hera
Everybody
or
has a
Athena?
bad stepmother.
Oh.
Hera. Remember he killed
Hera
Hera
was
in the
a
garden?
bitch.
He
Hera
just
was a
grabbed
bitch,
it.
yeah, she was a bitch.
Hera was a bitch.
But you know what? If Stig had any sense, you would have left Hera alive and killed Zeus.
No, if Sony had
Hera-
any sense, they would end God of War right there and then. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
If Sony had any sense, they would be like
Listen, Tony. At the end of the day, it's like Ford. They will always continue making Mustangs.
All right, you know what? Gary got something to say. Then I got something to say. Go ahead, Gary.
All right, my apologies.
I was gonna say that I somewhat agree with Dameon because Ascension wasn't a bad game. I wasn't that interested in the story because it was just a throwaway prequel, but the actual game itself was really good. Like the gameplay was good, in my opinion.
Okay.
But you know the end of the book.
Yeah. But let me.
But if you already knew the end of the book without God of War 3.
But then Gary, like, could you say that your feelings for the God of War franchise was enhanced by playing Ascensions, or was it just merely?
No, it wasn't enhanced by it.
It can.
Exactly.
It was. I liked the gameplay. That was all pretty much.
But you know what? Just to go off of what Tony and Brian say, I agree 100%. The series should have ended with 3 because the way everything was in 3, the epic boss battles, all that stuff. I mean, to me, that raised the bar to that was it. That was it. There is no other thing now that could come after that.
Okay, so what about God of War 4? Because you know it's coming.
Who is he gonna fight? Who is he gonna fight? Well,
then what's to say that it is actually Kratos? Because they can pull a prototype and introduce a new character.
Then it cannot be called God of War 4.
Stop with Kratos. You do it with somebody else.
That's the thing, though. It could be another person who wants to challenge.
And you know what the fans are gonna say? We want Kratos.
Yep.
Well, too bad, because God of War is not Kratos. God of War is a title, you know?
God of War 3 was the end of Kratos' story, which I am happy with. I like stories that have a end to them. It means that I can watch the start, go to the end, and be happy with.
This is what's going to happen, man.
Uh-oh.
He's going to fight his way out of hell and then be revived.
Again, right?
and fight who? Hades is dead.
They'll make up some new gods.
Yeah, right.
You can't make up new gods. What are you?
No. He's gonna go fight the Egyptian pantheon now, and then the Norse pantheon.
The world is flooded. Who is he gonna fight?
He's gonna fight fucking Anubis now, man.
It was bad game design. It was, and
that's not game design. That's story.
Okay. It was a bad story. You killed
it was fine. They ended it
out of water, and you flood the wall. You kill the master of Hades.
But there's nothing wrong with ending something.
Yes,
books have endings, movies have endings.
It's an ending.
It's not a movie. It's a goddamn video game that's gonna live in the life of
the story of Kratos. They ended the story of Kratos. That's why we thought Ascensions was bad, because they didn't need to tell anything else.
Exactly.
1, 2, 3 was brilliant, and then of course they had the handheld ones which added to it. Again, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. It's okay to start a story and end it. Like, game developers need to learn that. Like, it's okay to end a series. It's fine, as long as you end it on a strong point that is good. That there's no end, so that there's no continuation.
Listen,
that way it's fine.
Yeah, that's why I don't have a problem with Metal Gear ending. I'm like, okay, just finish it. That's fine. There's an ending. That's fine.
So here's a question to piggyback off of what you just said. So you're okay with Uncharted 4 then?
Uncharted 4 didn't have an ending though. Like Uncharted 3 didn't have an ending. Like Drake's thing is always constant. I mean, granted, I probably could have done without another Uncharted game this generation, but it's not.
Tony, don't say that. Don't say that.
I did. I just said it right now. I could have done without it. I could have done without another God of War either.
The difference with Naughty Dog and Sony Santa Monica is a character like Drake can actually go on until you literally kill him, and someone can continue it because there are artifacts. It's a game around artifacts. It's not a game where God of War is set in Greek mythology, and everybody know the god of gods is Zeus.
But here's the thing, and I need to bring
He
something.
already killed the Titans. He already killed the Titans.
But
so you
Dameon,
can't go back and kill the Titans again.
let's look at the title, God of War. You don't need. It doesn't need to be Greek pantheon. There are many God of Wars out there. You don't even need to limit it to Greeks. They could expand the whole thing. You know, if we're going by that logic.
Yeah, Tony, how are they gonna explain it? How are they really gonna explain it?
They don't
How
need
they
to.
gonna
Just call it God of War. You don't need to mention any of the other games. If here's the.
Tony,
I'm thinking, what?
E3 2015. Sony has God of War on the screen, and then they come out with some new character named Tony. You know, everybody's gonna say, "Where's Kratos?"
I know they're gonna say that, but you gotta
shit.
I know,
Tony,
but you can't keep milking Kratos. It's done. His story is finished.
But you guys want to do it with Solid Snake. You don't want to give Raiden a chance. You want Solid Snake. You want Liquid Snake. You want fucking
No, I want Metal Gear to end. I don't want any more Metal Gears after this.
Because Kojima is gone. Because Kojima is gone. If Kojima was still there and said he's making 10 more Metal Gears, you would be like, bring them on.
Hell yeah, because it's Kojima.
You see what I'm saying, Tony? So come on, Tony.
Come on, for what? What are you talking about?
The whole long and short is this. With Metal Gear, they kind of lost me in the story because who is the clone and who is the real Snake?
Oh, I'm with you on that one. Like, if Kojima wanted to make more Metal Gears, I would buy him. But this is a good stopping point. That's it. We're good. The story's getting convoluted enough as it is. God of War, same thing. No, we told Kratos a story. Move on. You know.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. When gamers have become invested in a character, which happens, we're invested in Link. We're invested in Mario. When gamers have come invested in a character, the minute the crowd sees God of War, they're gonna go, yes, Sony, and then they're gonna say Tony, and everybody's gonna be like, huh?
Why's gotta be
that no Kratos.
I completely understand.
And then you know what's gonna happen? As soon as the conference finished, petitions are gonna be all over the web to bring back Kratos, and it's gonna get millions of signatures, and Sony's gonna be like.
I don't disagree with you because that's how people are, but at the same time, Kratos' story is over. That's it.
Yes. Dameon,
so
the best example, the Infamous franchise. They managed to make a Infamous sequel without starring Cole, and
it worked.
I wasn't happy about it because I like Cole, but
I hated Cole, so I didn't have a problem with it.
Whatever. But yeah, it still is kind of possible, but they shouldn't. When I heard that they were making a God of War 4 or a God of War sequel was in the works, I was like, just don't. You know, like Kratos' story is done, it's finished. Yeah. There's no need to revisit it. You know, like
what they're doing, man.
Something different.
Wringing that money out, man.
Exactly. They did it with Ascensions. They're going to do it again. They did it with Ascensions.
Yep.
What if they have a scene where Kratos is passing the torch to the next character?
We don't need Kratos, man. Just call it.
Again, Richard, I'm gonna ask you this because you're a guy of respect. Who is he gonna fight?
He can fight Anubis. He can fight the whole. There's other pantheons out there, bro. It doesn't have to be Greek.
So how come all of these Anubis and all of those pantheons didn't step in and say, Zeus, you know what? You're kind of fucked up.
Demos.
Your son has gone buck wild, and we gotta take him out because you just can't do it. Okay, you know what, Tony? I admit there are places they can go, but people put God of War and Kratos.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, and I completely agree with you. But at the same time, I'm looking at it from a story standpoint. From a story standpoint, stop with the Kratos stuff. You told the story, but from a consumer standpoint, you are right. Look what happened with DMC. People got mad because they changed Dante's fucking hair. People stick, they stick a character to a franchise. I get that, but at the same time, let the character die. It's okay to end things. You know.
I agree. I think they should end things, but let me tell you, as gamers, we're sad. We are. It is what it is, and we get invested. We don't get invested in the thing. We get invested in characters because when you play a game, it's to get away from you and put yourself in this character. And I don't know, it's gonna be hard. And the topic at hand is: do I agree with Sony doing this? No, it's wrong. I think they should have made a God of War collection, something similar to what Microsoft did with the Master Chief Collection, just make, well, there's no online for that to be broken. But, you know, redo all the games and let the one story be on one disc.
Yeah.
And that I would buy. I would buy that for $60. To just sell me God of War 3, and then here in the pipeline you're remaking God of War Ascensions, what nobody wants? What the fuck? Really?
I think we can all agree on this then. This should have been a full collection. It shouldn't have just been one game. That's just stupid.
I am just saying, I think Sony is just comfortable. They're comfortable again. They didn't expect this massive success, and they're comfortable.
They're getting complacent.
They're getting there, and that's not good because
you know. And unless Sony has like a mega E3, I'm sorry, man. They have to come out with guns blazing. The Last of Us got to be announced. I mean, The Last Guardian has to be announced this year. It has to, because even as gamers, it's only for so long you can wait on something. I don't really care about The Last Guardian. I never played Colossus.
But Dameon, greatness awaits. Greatness awaits.
But you know what? Unlike a piece of machinery, our ass age. You know what I'm saying? And we only gonna wait for so long.
But greatness awaits. It's a year and a half, but greatness still awaits.
Sony needs to understand.
Hasn't come yet.
Microsoft is starting to catch some steam. Microsoft is catching some steam. Even though, yes, they were outsold by Sony in February, and Sony didn't release the numbers, so we know it's not much. Microsoft came out and said it's their record year, which I think is bullshit because it's only the second year you have the Xbox One out. It was $500 last February. It's $350 this one. So, of course, it's going to sell more than the last.
Yeah,
so, of course, it's going to have a record year. You know what I'm saying? And listen, Microsoft is a software PR company, and that's what they do good. Software and PR. And I don't know how Don Matrick didn't get that email and fuck the whole shit up. But, you know what I'm saying? It's I don't know. Sony is just, I'm not surprised by them. I just thought they would have learned. Like they claim to have learned with the PlayStation 3. When they can tell you, well, if it's $600 and you can't afford it, get a second job.
That was ridiculous.
Like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like
they're basically telling you.
Yeah, they're basically telling you, listen, yeah, we got studios working on games. We ain't telling you what they are. And when the studio does open, it's about, oh, it's another remake. Huh? What? Listen, it's only a matter of time before people start saying, you know what, this cat in the bag shit ain't flying. I'm gonna have it there, but Microsoft is bringing game Microsoft is, to me, trying what Sony used to do. You would never have heard of a game like Sunset Overdrive, scale bound on a Microsoft console. It had to be shooter or nothing, and now they're trying stuff. Ori and the Blind Forest, you would have never thought of that kind of stuff on a Microsoft console.
They did though. Remember when 360 came out? They tried a whole bunch of stuff like that. Cameo.
No. They tried
Cameo and RPGs.
How far did it go?
That's what I'm saying.
Cameo was an original Nintendo game that Rare was working on. That Microsoft said, "Hey, we need something to launch with. We just bought you. Make it for the 360." And that's all that happened. So now you're never hearing anything about another Cameo. You're not hearing anything about those. Microsoft has said, you know what? People buy our consoles to play games online. What games do people play online? Shooters. Build shooters.
Dameon, to be fair, Microsoft did have like how many years of Xbox Live in the arcade summers where they released like a whole bunch of indie titles, like Limbo and Bastion. Like those are like two of the highest rated indie games out there
of all time, right?
Which are now coming to PS4 after like 7 years.
But you know how I find the whole gaming industry hypocritical? Microsoft is the one who said, hey, you know what? These little guys who want to do little things, let's give them a little platform. All of a sudden on the Xbox One, it's no good. No, Tony, you got to admit, all of a sudden on the Xbox One, oh, we don't like Microsoft's policies. Their policies, but there's the same.
But it was the actual developers that said they didn't like Microsoft's policies. It was the actual developers who said it,
but these are the same policies that were on the 360. How come it worked then? You see what I'm saying? Yes, Sony has decided to embrace you all of a sudden, and that is good. That shows growth in the industry. But you know, not because all of a sudden the grass is green on the other side, mean you gotta take a shit on this grass. You know, don't take a shit here.
Yeah, I
Yes,
agree with you
Microsoft
on
might
that.
have had some. Microsoft might have needed their hand push a bit. You know what? Your 360 is number one. You got us by the balls, but we have an option. You know, I'm not gonna shit on you. I'm gonna go to Microsoft and say, hey, I got this game. You know, called some shit, River Sid, Rampage, or one of those indie games you guys play. I don't play indie games. And you know, Microsoft might say, well, you know our policy, and I might just say, well, you know, Sony got us. They don't do that. Like, you know, and it's worked. Microsoft is now saying, oh, we're looking at our policies. Probably they're not working for indies. We're gonna be a little more flexible. That's what competition does. But what Sony is doing is not good. It's not good.
So,
It's not good. To me, they've lied to their fan base, and gamers don't like to be lied to. Sony need to bring the guns this E3 because for the past 2 holiday seasons, they've not had any games.
mm-hmm.
That's funny because
And
I've been
if they
playing
think
nonstop for like the last
Tony,
year,
you
man.
know what I mean.
No, I don't know what you mean. I've been playing games
know,
every single day.
the third
No, I
parties
don't.
have been
You just
carrying
said
Sony.
Sony has no games, and I'm like, that's strange because I've been playing games on a PlayStation 4. That's very
Yeah,
interesting.
okay. Tony,
When I
there's a
say
difference-
they don't have, I mean they don't have the big major killer apps. You see what I'm saying?
Tony,
I
For the
just
past-
bought the Order 1886. What are you talking about, dude? I'm playing fucking Final Fantasy Type 0 HD right now. A game that wasn't even released in America before. I'm playing fucking
But
look at all
I
this
can
stuff.
play Final Fantasy on my Xbox.
That's good, but
And to be honest,
my
Tony,
point is
because
you said Sony has no
because
games.
you
And
said
I have
earlier that it's a good game, I'm actually gonna buy it now. I didn't plan to
Awesome.
buy it, but
Yeah.
you said it's a good game. I trust your judgment. If it's shit, you know I'm gonna let you know.
Yeah, I know you
Make
will,
me
man.
spend some fucking money, and I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, but
All I'm
my point
saying
is,
is-
I don't like the notion of Sony has no games. When Brian, remember when I showed you a list of all my games? Like I have like what 50 now on my fucking PC. There's games. That's
but
a
Tony,
fallacy
you're
to
gonna
say it doesn't.
just have your PlayStation 4 sitting in your house and not using it.
But I
Of
am
course
playing.
you're gonna get games on it.
Damien,
You know what I'm
Damien,
saying?
If you still had your
Damien.
PS4, you would see Tony is on it all the time.
Damien.
Tony, I had my PS4 and I never used to turn it on.
Oh,
I
well, that's
speak to
you.
you
That's
on
your
my-
problem, not
on-
mine,
on-
bro.
on the
I play my
PSN
PS4
app.
every single day. Every day, and I
Tony,
haven't
you
for
know
last
what?
year.
You know what? I wish I wasn't gonna start to build a house. I would have bought you an Xbox One. I would have bought one. I swear to God, Tony, I would have bought you one, and I would have had that shit delivered to your house. Because I'm telling you, you're not that biased. You're not that biased.
I would play
You know
it
why
Xbox,
you
but
can?
I'm good right
You know
now.
why you can? You know why you can stay in this little bubble? You're afraid to test the other waters.
How am I
You're
afraid? I don't have any
afraid.
money. I just spent $500 on this fucking phone. Dude, come on now. You know, I got a
Tony,
E3. I don't have money.
Tony,
You want to skip an
that-
Xbox? Ship me an Xbox. I'm saying right now into public, if you want me to play Xbox games, send me a fucking Xbox. I will play it.
Uh-oh.
Tony,
There
Tony, come on. We can see through you. We can see through you. That
Really?
that
I'm invisible
shield,
now?
that shield you got up, nah, ain't working. You're
What
just
the fuck are you
afraid.
talking
But there's no
about?
fair. There's no fair on this side, Tony. There's no fair. Eventually, Luke came to the
you're a
dark
trip,
side.
Damien.
You're
There's
a
no
Star
fair
Wars
on this
fan.
side.
You know Luke
Yeah.
eventually came to the dark side. It's the
No,
best
he
side.
didn't. He
We got
beat
lightning.
the
We
Emperor.
got
What are
lightning
you
coming out
talking
of our
about?
fingers, Tony. We got lightning coming out of our fingers. Can you do that shit as a Jedi? No, you can't. We got cool shit. We got some cool moves.
David, you're a trip, bro. You're a trip.
Oh, shit. Come on, Tony. Once in a while, it's good to feed your inner
Look at
beast.
Brian.
You know what I'm
Brian
saying?
fell over.
No, but think about it. Come on. Every Jedi wish they could have shoot lightning out their fingers. Oh, that's
Yeah.
hot.
Oh
Come
god.
on, come on, Tony. We got lightning shooting out our fingers over here. Dude.
That's funny.
I'm
You gotta
I'm
connect with the
I'm gonna be in a
connect,
position
bro.
where I'm gonna hook you up. I'm gonna hook you up.
I'll-
Before this
I'll
generation
take
is done, before this generation is done, I'm going to buy Tony Polanco an Xbox One.
Hey, Damien, just for you, man. Remember,
With a Connect. With a Connect.
I don't need that shit.
With a Connect.
But Damien, remember, Rise of the Tomb Raider is coming out this year. If I have money and it's at $300, why not? You know,
Uh-oh. Okay.
putting it out there.
See, Tony, I like what you just did. I like what you just did. So this time next year, when you have an Xbox One, you can say, hey, you guys can go back to the co-op podcast where we had Dameon, and I said,
Dameon, if you follow me on Twitter, I've been saying this. I'm like, yo, if Xbox gets that shit $300 and it comes with Tomb Raider, a bundle, yeah, I'll buy it. I'll buy it. Right there. Quote me.
Okay, quote it. Does anybody have any final thoughts on in general? Well, with that was the last topic.
I like how Dameon said that there are no fears on that side. I'll be enjoying Xbox Live for free on my Windows 10 PC.
Oh. Yeah.
I'm with you there, brother.
Every side, just jab.
Every side.
No, remastered games, too many. Stupid idea. I've been saying this for a long time. They should just use the resources to make new experiences. Like, I'd rather them make stuff like what was that infamous game with the girl?
Oh, First Light.
First Light.
Yes. I'd rather them make games like that instead of remastering games, because I think that's a better use of time and technology, and that'll better the gaming in general. Because instead of having a God of War 3 remastered, just I don't know, make a side story of some side character in the God of War universe who does things, Because there's just too many remasters. This is getting over the top. The fact that there are 2 remastered versions of Final Fantasy X, that's an issue in itself. This has gone beyond belief.
I'm buying it.
Question?
You guys will poison the industry.
Brian,
You guys will poison the industry. Yes, you can.
You think the next God of War is gonna be a woman?
That's a good question.
Noriko.
It'd be Noriko, yeah, right?
No, I'm just saying.
It could be. Why
I
not?
don't see why not. They are female gods, so it's all possible. But yeah, remasters just stop. This has gone beyond the joke now. This is not boding well, because the way I see it now is that the AAA market itself, they are essentially coming towards the event horizon, and they're either going to eventually just eat up on themselves and run out of ideas and then just implode, or they're going to spring a new lease of life. And so far, it's not looking good.
Brian, you know why I was looking forward to the order? It's not because of what people are saying in terms of QTE and all that stuff. I think video games need to evolve. Not just graphically. We need to do something else. And that is why I think Gears of War did so good. Because, yeah, we had cover systems in games, but it was never to that extent. And then when Cliffy B and those guys at Epic did Gears of War, it was wow, a breath of fresh air. Uncharted, yes, we had Tomb Raider, but Uncharted was a breath of fresh air. And I think right now, everybody's waiting for that new breath of fresh air in this new generation of gaming. It hasn't come yet. We're doing more rinse and repeat than anything else.
A lot more rinse and repeat.
If it doesn't stop, if it really doesn't stop, the gaming industry is gonna die. It's gonna die.
You know why? You know the reason this is happening, right? Because
I wouldn't say that the gaming industry.
Because
people
buy the remasters, dude.
No, but then that's not why they make them. They make them because they want people to buy them.
No, that's part of it. But this is going back to what Dameon said. People like the same shit. They like playing the same games, so they buy these games. That's part of it. The other part of it is actually several things. One, the AAA games, everybody are taking too long to come out. Two, it's easy to make remasters, and 3, people buy them. So that's why you keep getting them. They see what's worked and they keep doing it. That's what's going on here.
And that's why I think that the AAA market will eventually just implode, in on itself in about 2 to 3 years. Cause,
that would be interesting. That's in our lifetime.
Because look at the quality of variation of the AAA market. It's stagnant. There's no getting around that. There's been no evolution in the AAA market of games.
I've always said the innovation comes from indie games. They don't come from AAA because they can't take any chances. They can't.
The AAA market is, and that's why it's going to implode, because eventually they're just going to get incredibly stagnant, and then After that, they're just going to start cannibalizing each other, and then eventually the indie markets will just rise up against them and just wipe them out.
Yeah, we'll see
Brian,
what happens.
you couldn't have said it any better. And that is where I think the revolution of indie games is taking off, because it's
Indies are the games that people want to play. You know, like
it's a breath of fresh air. It's a breath. It's something different. It is. It's just different. It's, you know, people are getting tired of the pretty, well, except certain fans, but people are getting tired of just a pretty game, and that's why I said it's like gaming is becoming a blonde. It's pretty, but it's dumb. There's nothing underneath, you know, and that's why I said I like Castlevania Lord of the Rings, because while the game mechanics and stuff weren't good, I enjoyed the story, because we've played Castlevania, we've killed Dracula, but we've never got the story of how he became who he was. That is what I liked about the Lord of the Shadows. That second game, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. You never seen Castlevania go in the future. What are they thinking? Dracula fighting machines?
Yeah.
And fighting Satan too. Yeah.
Man, listen, fighting Satan in the first game was good. And, you know, yes, I'll come back. And, you know, at least it had somewhere, okay, this is the origins of Dracula. That's what I liked about the
Yeah, but they messed it up. That's the problem. They messed it up. That's the problem.
So, like I'm saying, you know, but at least it was something different. It was something different. People were like, oh, it's a God of War clone. So what? So what? It was a breath of fresh air. We've actually gotten to know. That's one of the reasons I like Star Wars. People didn't like the last three, the prequels. I liked them. You know what? I wanted to know how Anakin, sweet little Anakin, can turn to the most venomous person in the world. And I realized not because George Lucas picked a bad actor. We all know the boy
George Lucas doesn't know how to direct. That's the problem. The story was on point. It's just
listen. Even if Steven Spielberg directed that movie, that boy was a bad cast. He was a bad cast, and that's just the truth. He was a bad cast. He's holding me back, and for the love of baby Jesus, grow a penis and some balls, dude. You know, the dude just can't act. Why do you think he's not gotten any more roles in Hollywood? How could you fuck up Anakin Skywalker?
I don't think a better actor wouldn't have saved them, man. Let's just be honest. George Lucas can't fucking. Yeah.
Yes. George Lucas has his flaws, but remember, he did the original Star Wars.
Even Samuel L. Jackson was a horrible actor, and he's a great actor. It's George Lucas. He doesn't know how to direct. And I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars, but
you know, there's this old saying in the Caribbean, and I'm sure you've heard it in America: one bad apple spoils the whole bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that bad apple's George Lucas.
that boy. I tell you, I cringe whenever I watch that movie. I cringe because the boy just can't act.
Nobody could act in that movie because of Lucas. Lucas is supposed to tell him how to act, but anyway, we're getting sidetracked.
Listen. Yeah, we're getting a bit sidetracked, but you know, I'm very disappointed in Sony. I really listen. I am first and foremost a gamer. I give Sony shit, but I want to buy a PlayStation 4, and that's the truth. And I would love to buy it before Uncharted comes out. I am going to buy the order. I am going to buy it, just not for $60. I am going to buy the order. Because, you know, I don't have a problem with playing QTE games. I am a gamer. I play whatever is a game that's in front of me once it's not trash. Once the game itself isn't broken, like when you get to a certain point, the game crashes, I am a gamer. Like, you know, so I am willing to try things. I have decided before this generation, I am not going to listen to reviews. I'll read and see what their opinion is. But if I am interested in a game, I am going to buy it.
So, Dameon, question. Why don't you game on PC?
Because my PC is to do work.
That's not a valid reason to not game on PC.
That is a valid reason. That's a very valid reason, actually.
No. Honestly, you know what turned me off from PC gaming years ago? We bought a machine to play games, and Crisis came out, and it couldn't play it. And I said, screw that.
Yeah,
Listen, I
10.
would buy a Steam machine. I would buy a Steam machine because it would be able to play any game. But you telling me I bought a PC to play games, but there are games it can't play because it's not powerful enough? Get out of here. Get out of here.
That's not really a solid excuse not to game on PC.
That was my excuse 10 years ago, dude. That was my excuse 10 years ago.
Now,
you know what it
what's
is?
your excuse
It's
now?
like, listen, it's like a girl giving you a bad lay. You're going to go back a second time and think she magically got better? I'm sorry to use the hip-hop analogy, but I'm just saying.
And what's your excuse now? That was 10 years ago. Things have changed. Things change with time.
I'm gonna try a Steam machine. I'm looking at the one that what that company name who build those powerful PCs? Alienware. Yeah, I'm looking at the one Alienware is doing. I'm gonna buy a Steam machine as soon as I get Windows on it. But I'm not using that stupid control they're showing. I better be able to hook up an Xbox controller on it too.
Yeah. I don't know if you can, but either way,
no, Brian, I cannot go and build a PC just for gaming and have it in my house. I have kids and they love to use computers and no. Let me buy a Steam machine and it'll just be like another console.
I gotta.
I agree, Tony.
We actually gotta get ready to wrap it up. But anyone have any final words?
I guess to channel my inner Charles, fuck remasters.
Okay.
I guess my final word is: if you like the game, buy it. Doesn't matter if it's a remaster or not. Buy it.
Don't buy remasters.
Tony, that's the most cracker shit you said all day.
I thought I said the other crock of shit. If you like the game, why not?
Like I said, that's the most. And I respect you.
Did you buy Halo Master Chief Collection? That was a remaster too, Playboy.
I'm gonna tell you why. I was disappointed with Halo 3. I didn't buy it. My cousin got it, and I went by his house, and I saw him and a friend of ours sit down and beat it the same night, and the graphics looked like shit. And I said, Bungie should have never done this to a Halo game, so I didn't buy 3 or I didn't buy 4. So I bought the Master Chief Collection because I always wanted to play 4. So I bought it. The only thing on it I played is 4, and I don't play it no more. So I bought the Master Chief Collection to play Halo 4.
All right, fair enough. But my point is, if you want to buy the game, just buy the game. If you don't want to buy it, don't buy the game. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Would you say that if it was on an Xbox console?
Who cares? If it's on an Xbox, go buy it. Who cares?
I just wanted to hear your response, Tony. You know I'm gonna give you shit.
Yeah, of course, man. Hey, listen, if you like Halo and you're on Xbox One, go buy the Master Chief Collection. Just don't play it online because it don't work.
It's working now. It's working.
That's good. Yeah.
Gary, you got final words?
Yeah. As far as the remasters go, I do think the God of War one is kind of weird just because it's that game by itself. But any remaster with the words Final Fantasy or Uncharted is getting bought by me.
Yeah.
Look at Brian's head.
I can't wait for the throwdown to hear more of what we heard tonight.
It will definitely be.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, unless somebody else drops another bomb, and we'll be talking about that because we didn't plan that Kojima thing to happen. It was like, oh shit, got to do the whole show over now,
No, something else will happen. That's a guarantee.
Oh, yeah.
Sony will lose the game.
Hey.
Well, as I say, this concludes episode 111 of the Co-op Podcast. I would like to thank our guests for joining us. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Definitely. And we will do this again, but for now, we want to take it easy. Hope everybody has fun.
Can I just say, I'm no other Zinc.
Uh-oh.
But,
yeah, you actually let people talk. You're not other Zinc.
No, that's good. That's a good thing.
But you guys need to do another one of those shows. That wasn't a bad show. It's just it needed someone to cut him off.
That was the best and worst podcast ever.
That's why I say, like, next time we do it, I'll be the moderator because I'm on either side of the fence. So
Right.
I have no stake.
But Richard, I want to say I love being here. I would definitely come back if I'm invited again. But I wish Charles was here.
Well, hey, you know what? He's at South by Southwest, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna definitely tell him the next time we get him on and you're on, it's going down.
Hey, like I say, I would love to, cause I don't like what he did to my boy Gary, man, and he sent Gary. I think he raised Gary's blood pressure a little bit and caused Gary to have a little setback. But Charles, I'm gunning for you. I'm gunning for you. We like that old karate show. You beat up on my little brother. I got your back, Gary. I got your back. I got your back.
Yeah, I still need to clash him again, man. We haven't been on the same show since I've been out of hospital.
Oh.
Yeah, he's running from you now.
looking
He's running. He's running. But tell him we're gonna catch him.
Yeah. Well, as I said, that concludes our show for this week. So we thank you guys again for listening. Thanks again to the guests, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Yep. Later, people. It was nice being on.
Peace.